For me, establishing trust has to happen in 3 minutes. And the only way to do that is find commonality.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to know something about these people that I can find something in common.
Yeah.
Anything. I don't care what it is.
What is going on, guys? Welcome to the Two Stunads Podcast. I'm Paolo.
What's going on, guys? I'm Drew.
And welcome to the show. Every week we talk with business owners, we talk with entrepreneurs, we talk with, all these interesting people that have stories, talk about how they got started, talk about where they are and all the hurdles they had to get through and all the lessons they learned. And hopefully we learn a thing or two from them. There's nothing special about Drew and I. We're just regular guys, ordinary guys, sitting down with some extraordinary people, learning their stories. If you guys like what you hear, if you guys get something out of today's episode, do us a favor, hit the like button, subscribe, comment, all the above, share. Really helps out the show. We want to continue making content for you guys out there, so it really helps us out.
Yeah, guys, definitely hook us up. Appreciate you guys watching. If you guys are new, if you guys are old, great job for listening up. We appreciate you guys tuning in. I know you guys got other things to do in your life, but today we've got a banger.
We do.
We got
a winner in the house today.
Yeah, a big winner. We've done a lot of research on this guy, taken a lot of time to kind of dive through his story. He's got a huge story. There's a lot to go through. But from where he started to where he's at now, just the story is going to be incredible. So make sure you guys follow it to the end. If there's anything on the live feed that you guys don't want to hear or ask us while we're filming this, just hit us up in that live feed.
So let's just kind of dive into our guest here. Man who went from a Chicago kid with a biology book in his hands over to a guy running clinical operations for, wait for it, 600 plus dental offices. Most people are stressing out about one dentist appointment. This guy's overseeing thousands of them on a daily basis. But he's the chief dental officer at Smile Brands. He's the CEO of DecisionOne Dental. He is a culture builder. He's on the Council of Regents over at Cretin University, chairman on the board of Notre Dame High School. He's a TEDx speaker as well. The only man alive who can say that this phrase here, that healthcare has lost its soul. Very interesting. I want to touch on that a little bit. But most people, when they scale, they lose the warmth, Drew. They lose that humanity that made them great, made them who they are. Somehow, this guy, he's kept all of it. He didn't lose his soul. He's climbing and he's doing great. And I like to joke that he's done more for dentistry than most people have done for their own teeth. So a lot of things. But seriously, he's a great guy. He's, behind the titles, behind the offices. He's a family man. He's a husband, a dad, a son, a brother, and someone who shows up for his family with the same heart that he brings to his patients and to his team. So I'm very proud to have him on the show here today. Please welcome Dr. AJ Acierno.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Glad to be here. Dude, I need you in the morning, man. As a hype man.
Yeah.
I need to wake up to that, man. Get that hyped up in the morning.
Well, hey, it's recorded, so you can listen to it again if you want.
Yeah. What are those? What's that app that you can ask a celebrity to say a certain thing? You know what I'm talking about? You can DM a celebrity and he'll say a line for happy birthday.
Cameo. Is it Cameo?
Yeah.
Cameo, yeah. I think my cousin does it.
No, really?
Christina.
Oh my God. Does she really?
I'm not joking.
There you go.
I'm going to have to check that out.
Christina and Kathy do it.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, we'll give him a buzz for sure.
She's killing. I mean, she got 90,000 followers.
Dude, she's just fun, man.
Yeah, she is.
She's just a blast.
Yeah, she's every time. I mean, I constantly see her on my feed doing something, whether it's with Taverna or Pizza Boy. I'm like, dude, I don't know how I don't know how both of them have the energy, dude. I'm going hard, but they just I'm like, dude, you're a gas all day long.
Yeah,
all day.
Do you ever just sit there and just be like, wow, I just 1,000 miles per minute.
It's not them, man. That's definitely not them.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this, but you and I, we go way back.
I did not know that, man.
My parents lived right next door to your grandparents, Mike and Annette.
Oh my God, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah. Dude, I used to go into your grandpa's basement.
Paulo.
Yeah, that's me, dude. That's me.
This is shocking right now, man. I knew you as a little boy.
Dude, I know.
Your ma cut my hair
Dude.
in the basement, dude.
No way.
I'm not shitting you, man.
Yeah.
Your mom, I mean, these were my grandparents. Like, honestly, it was your parents that, like, would call my parents and let them know, hey, something's wrong with my, because they were older at the time and stuff like that.
Right.
Dude, this is crazy. I saw your mom in church not too long ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Over at St. Eugene?
It was at St. Eugene's.
Nice.
Oh, my gosh, man.
Yeah, I used to go into your grandpa's basement. I used to play with the pinball machine that he has.
He had a pinball machine. You guys took
You
guys have the pinball machine.
It's in my parents' basement.
You do not.
They got new concrete over there, too.
Hey, this pinball machine, big deal, man.
Yes, it
big
is.
deal in our family. Yeah, that pinball machine was a big deal.
We have it. My kids play with it. They're on it just like I was. It's awesome to see.
Unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
That is a shocker there.
Yeah.
That is a shocker.
It is.
Holy cow.
I didn't even know that. He didn't tell me either.
Oh,
No, I did. I wanted to.
You kept this man as a nice little surprise.
I like that.
Usually
You
we
like that.
prep each other. Like, hey, we research and we prep, for the film, for the show.
I wanted it to be a natural, natural reveal.
Interesting.
Honestly, his family, this is no joke, big part of our family. Like, the things that they did for my grandparents and stuff like that, like, we can't thank them enough. Like, and my family for me is a big deal.
Yeah.
Like my grandpa and my grandma and, live 2 blocks away from us. I live 4 blocks from my parents.
Yeah.
It's all, like, family is really important. And these guys their family's unbelievable people.
Your grandparents were obviously immigrants?
Yeah, my grandpa was an immigrant. My grandma was born here.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Crazy.
That was great.
And your mom was my first grade teacher.
My mom was his teacher.
She did everything in her power to just make me a respectable man. And despite her best efforts, I turned into a Stunad. So here I am. So if you're listening to this, sorry, Mrs. Acierno, you tried your best.
I will
sorry.
tell you what, I cannot wait until my mom sees this. This is going to be absolutely a
Just
blast
like
for them.
the rollback in life, dude. Just like the holy shit, the history. Like,
Probably
that's
over
crazy.
30 years ago, I would say, probably the last time we saw each other.
It had to be.
It had to be.
Had to be.
now he's got 3 kids, dude.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I got 3 little ones. I got
2
a wife.
boys and a daughter.
That's awesome.
It is.
That is so
Does
cool.
he know your wife's family?
I don't think so.
Where'd she grow up?
She grew up in River Grove.
River Grove? Okay.
Yeah. They had a restaurant on Grand Avenue, Da Luciano's.
That I knew.
Yeah.
That restaurant
So
I knew.
Luciano
Holy cow.
is my father-in-law. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good deal.
Yeah. So
All right. Look at this.
crazy.
man.
We're all coming together.
And did you know I lived right off of Bonnie Brain Greenfield in River Forest?
Okay.
Right by Christina's dad, who had that ranch.
Joe.
I was going to buy that ranch before they sold it to those 2 girls.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, and then that's when we built. That's when we bought here. We bought this house as a rental property, and we're like, what are we going to do? And so we didn't end up buying it, but it was perfect corner lot right there. Dude.
Yeah,
like
beautiful.
we were right there. Like there used to be the Grand Masalias, now it's like Yoke or whatever over there. Like, but I was like, wow, that's great. I didn't know that was her dad's place.
Look at this, man. There's a lot of closeness right
There
here.
is.
Yeah,
There
that's
Cool.
is.
Very cool.
Yeah. But here, first question.
All right, let's roll.
30 years we haven't seen each other.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I got to ask you, how do you look like you haven't aged a friggin' day?
Listen, man.
Okay, hey, what moisturizer are you friggin' using? I got to know. Help me understand that, please.
If I knew before I started work to start getting hair transplant like right away, that work was going to cause me to lose
Right,
my hair,
right.
I
You
would
look
have done
good.
it right away.
You look
man.
great,
I appreciate
dude.
it.
You
I
look great.
appreciate it.
But no, let's kind of start from the beginning.
let's go.
Where'd you grow up? Let's talk about where you grew up.
So I grew up in Norwich.
Yeah.
My mom's school teacher, dad accountant. Went to St. Eugene School, so academia. My mom was a teacher. Like big 37 years at St. Eugene's.
Crazy.
So academia for me is a big deal. It always has been a big deal. Went to Notre Dame High School, and then Creighton University. So giving back to the schooling and giving back to academia is my passion.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely did that. I mean, you came from with your mom being that teacher that I don't know. She definitely was a catalyst in your life. I would say, getting you on track, on the right track, and it's helped out quite a bit.
Man, Italian families, like the mom keeps you on track. You don't really have much of a choice, right?
Yeah,
if you're going off track, they're gonna whack you and get you right back in. But, older brother, great role model to look after.
Mm-hmm.
Literally followed his footsteps all the way through school. My dad, he was a hard worker.
Yeah.
Had his own business. Worked for worked for the man for a while, and then had his own business, his own accounting firm, and then retired. I'll tell that story in a little bit of grabbing him out of retirement. But, it was just us two. And like I said, 4 blocks away was my grandparents. And 2 blocks away was my uncle and my cousins. And, family was a big deal for us.
Yeah.
I would say that growing up, one of the biggest things for me was the close-knit of our community. Community is everything.
Yeah.
Like my 3 best buddies, guys I just went out with Wednesday night, and guys that I'll go out with every couple months and have some dinner. I mean, we went to kindergarten together. So, that's the type of thing. I don't know if you remember those guys, but
I
some of
don't.
those guys would be rolling around. But just like they knew me for me, and I know them for them.
Yeah,
that's all that matters. But not about money. It's not about how many practices or anything like that. It's just, hey man, what do you got going on?
Yeah, your core, who you are. That
so
tells
tough
it all.
to get, man. I love that community. I mean, we obviously live in Elmhurst, but we try to it's tough because it's just different world. Like the way we grew up, just being with neighborhood guys, just down the street, those were your people. You didn't want to go outside the neighborhood.
Yeah.
You enjoyed being in the neighborhood. You were at so-and-so's house. Your parents didn't have to worry. You're running here, running there, riding your bikes, this and that. If you got in trouble at somebody's house, that you get cracked, and then you get cracked when you get home. It was you're eating dinner there. It wasn't we don't want to overstay our welcome. It was just almost like an open door policy per se, but it was just a village, versus,
exactly.
and
great way.
We try to do that now, but there's neighbors who are I got a neighbor that just moved, just built the house over here, won't come and say hello. Just people are just, I don't know, different, man.
Yeah.
Why don't you go say hello to that guy? Let me ask you that. Why don't you go over there and say, hey, how you doing?
Yeah,
how you doing?
I could. I'll do that. I'll do that one good deed. I'll do a good deed.
There you go.
Yeah.
My wife grew up actually 6 blocks from me.
Really?
I never knew her though. I knew her family. So my wife's grandfather, I don't know, Coach Ray Meyer, for the DePaul Demons.
Okay.
That put DePaul on the maps, and Joey Meyer in that group. So I knew of the family because, of course, Coach Ray Meyer was a legend in Chicago. So I knew the family. I just didn't know her. So St. Eugene's, going back. So growing up, Father Shaughnessy, big, our pastor of our church, big influence.
Right.
I mean, that guy taught us a lot of street smarts. He taught us, which is important. But he was good friends with Coach Ray Meyer, which we used to go up to St. Eugene's camp up in Upper Wisconsin, and our camp would play Ray Meyer's camp. It's an interesting story, right? So my wife and I got married, and all of a sudden my kid is going to St. Eugene's, comes home with a bag of tapes, right? So we take out the tapes, and it's all of us going up to camp and playing basketball against Coach Ray Meyer's camp, and I'm playing against my brother-in-law, my cousin-in-laws, their whole family.
Dude.
And when we first got married, when we first met, Christine and I was sifting through my photos going, oh, here's me doing a layup at your grandpa's camp. And she goes, that's me in the background. So we got that blown up in our house.
Dude.
But we didn't,
seriously?
Yeah, seriously. So we had, we got the tapes, we got those pictures. So we're going to, that was our history up there. Now we have a home up there and, right by Coach Ray Meyer's camp, because it's, something that we all have.
Right.
My kids now grew up going up there. So it means a lot to us.
Yeah.
But that type of community, our friends come up north now just because they remember going up to Coach Ray Meyer's camp, and across the street from me is my brother, my best friend's brother. He lives across the street from me up there. So it's just everybody that grew up in that area, man, it's fun.
Yeah, so you bring up Christina, and I'm sure you're familiar with her and her time on Smothered, right?
Well, listen, man, they're my cousins. I love them, and they've been crazy ever since. A great crazy, right? First of all, Kathy, the mom. Kathy's one of those people that literally you can be 3 o'clock in the morning, and that's a phone call you'd make. She's just great people, right? And their kids are great people. Carly, of course, my dental assistant. So there. I was not on Smothered.
Okay. All right.
So I wasn't a clip though. I wasn't a clip because they were christening.
were?
There was a
Okay.
christening, so we had I was at the christening. I think we had to sign like waivers and stuff going in. And
We'll make
like,
sure we put that clip in the video here.
there's
Yeah.
cameras everywhere, right, and all that. It's cool. Listen, people think, oh my gosh, they must be acting and stuff. Like those are real people. Like, I mean, this is how this goes, know, and they deserve all the success that they get. Pizza Boy, and Carlo. I don't know a harder worker. Like, honestly, like I'm trying to teach him, dude, you got to teach people how to do this so you could do all your other stuff, because I mean, he's just a ball of ideas, man, and just rolling around. I'm like, dude, you got to teach somebody how to do this, and then you can get to all your other stuff, you know? But if people think, when they see that, there's people that I know that they're like, oh yeah, I saw Christina in there, and she was like waiting on a table or something. I'm like, they work harder than any. They're there all the time, man. The kids are there. They're there. Like, this is what greatness is built out of, like things like that. I wish the show would have caught more of that, because it is an amazing story, right? And of hard work and growth and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. They did want to come film in the office, I will say this.
Oh.
Like, so Carly's like, well, they're pitching an idea of like coming into the office and this and that. And I'm like, Carly, this is a real bad idea.
For business.
This is really a bad idea, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen in this place. Like, I don't think that we don't need this.
Yeah.
Speaking about offices,
Yeah.
are you guys using any of this AI stuff? I mean, we're starting to do it in the medical field. Like, I mean, how's that affecting you guys?
Dude, AI is big time, man. Big time. Like, I know we see it all over the news and stuff like that, but I would say I saw this interview with it was like Dr. Oz and a legal expert and other people, and the question was, when is not using AI going to be malpractice? 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, go. And they went through the panel, and literally it came up with, it's probably going to be a year.
Really?
And the lawyer goes, as soon as I can possibly get it to be. Because if you were having a colonoscopy and you were like, hey, listen, two docs here, you're going to just read it yourself. You're going to be busy all day and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You're going to go ahead and read this, and I'm going to trust what you're going to read. You're a good doctor. You're really good.
Right.
And you're a real good doctor, but you're going to use AI just in case, man, I'm having a bad day. We all have our bad days.
Sure. Yeah.
There is nobody that wouldn't say, I want to use that. So we use clinical AI on the clinical side. We're using clinical AI for x-ray reading and other aspects. We are using AI in business heavily, whether it's from the marketing angle, whether it's from our claims. A lot of AI in claims now, in RCM, revenue cycle management, big deal on that front. I really don't know any aspect that we're not using it.
Sure.
That in some way, some AI that is improving less people. And I hate to say it that way because I'm a little nervous about that.
Sure.
I really am. I see all these companies, man, getting rid of like 20,000 jobs, 30,000 jobs. And they're like, yeah, because this computer now can take away all these FTEs on this side.
Right.
I don't know. I'm hoping AI creates a whole nother level of job opportunities for people.
Sure.
Because I do get nervous about that. Like, where does it go?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, in our space too, same thing with like radiology, like looking at films, it's like, it's nice to have the second eye, but like, it's easy to have the second eye, but on a business side, it's all numbers. Like if you need to know the numbers, and if this guy can do it quicker and you can do it over 5-10 years or however many years it goes back AI, like why wouldn't you use that as leverage?
Yeah. That's
how can you not?
That's
dude?
the ticket. I hear like everyone asks, well, are you afraid that AI is going to take your job? And a lot of times my response is going to be, well, I'm not afraid of actual AI taking my job, but I'm afraid of that person that is learning AI better than me is going to take my job.
Yeah, that's a good call. Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, it could be that way. It could be.
That's a new thing too. Like I've seen these guys where they're selling the actual prompts for businesses. So when you type it in, like, hey, you give it a question, you got guys that are like, I don't know if they're patenting prompts or they're making money off the specific questions that they're asking to get a more detailed and thorough answer. There's got to be a way to play that too in like a dental field or like in a medical field where like you can, leverage, because these docs aren't going to know what to tell the AI. Like how, like
it's a training,
almost like a SOP of AI for healthcare.
The next set of billionaires, right, are people that are going to be able to take AI to a different level.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that different level is, right? Like, it's probably something I should get into. I believe my kid's a freshman in college, and I'm like, he's like, oh, Dad, I'm thinking nothing should come out of your mouth without AI being one of the center targets that you're dealing with, and learning how to use it.
Yeah.
It's just because I'm involved in academia, right? And it was kind of funny. Like 3 years ago, it was like, well, we're going to flunk a kid if they're using AI.
Right.
Now it's like, we're going to teach them how to use AI because you have to use it.
Right.
Like you're forced to use. I'm forced to use it. And I'm like feel like an idiot with it. Like it's like my kids are teaching me some things on AI that are pretty darn cool. We just had the other day we were doing something that I would pay literally $3,000 to $5,000 for a business analyst to do.
Oh, easily, yeah.
I was like, one of my junior people were like, and I say junior just because they're new out of school.
Sure,
yeah. They're like, Dr. Acierno, I don't know how to tell you this, but you don't have to spend the money on that. And I was like, what are you talking about, right? And they just like cooked something up on AI and delivered me something in 15 minutes that would have took 1 week and cost me thousands of dollars.
It's good for the business owner. Unfortunately, it's not good for the employee, but it's good for the business owner.
I was stunned.
You're incentivized to learn it because this young lad probably is going to be going somewhere and just knowing how to do it, and he's just that farther ahead of the next person.
She was amazing.
Less.
She was amazing. She was amazing. Like literally, like blew me away. So yes, AI,
I think it's going to be in medical field like just scribes. Like the patient's going to tell literally and just write the SOAP note, and AI is just going to do that.
I was just going to say SOAP note is like the worst thing in the world.
Oh, it's terrible. Like, if I could eliminate that, how much time I'd have.
Yeah.
But if I had, hey Paulo, tell me everything. How you feeling today? What got better? What got worse? And the AI is going to listen and it's going to scribe for you and then auto-fill it. Dude.
Yeah.
You know how much time I'd save?
And it remembers for you. I don't have a good memory, but it remembers everything for you, so it's helpful.
And then it could be like, hey, can you check on this doc for next time? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, it's got to be somewhere because someone's got to create an EHR that can integrate that because I don't see any EHRs that actually have that. And I don't know if it's a HIPAA thing. I don't know like how that works, but somebody's definitely in the works.
They're working on it.
Yeah.
If you know, leave it in the comments what EHR, what health record, or what, where is it in the dental field, medical, veterinary? We want to know because I think it's huge.
Yeah. So you went to Notre Dame, right?
Yeah.
At what point, like, were you looking at? Because you said your older brother Mike.
Yeah, Mike.
He how many years older than he?
So Mike's 3 years older.
3 years.
Yeah.
So like he initially went into.
Mike, since he was a kid, wanted to be a dentist.
Okay.
I did not.
Okay.
Okay. I didn't really know what I wanted to be honest with you. In high school, I was not like the most studious.
Sure.
I was one of those kids. I grew up in the Jordan era.
Yeah. Good era.
I thought I was going to be a basketball player. Like, look at this guy, man.
I remember he was a kid, dude.
I might not look like that on camera. I'm 5'5". Right?
Muggsy Bogues.
So here's the deal. So, you have this like weird thing of I played basketball, football, and volleyball in high school. Every sport I should not have played. Like I should have wrestled or whatever. Right. I didn't do any of that. So I played all the sports I shouldn't have. Thought you're going to play basketball, right? You didn't even think about, oh man, where am I going to go to college or anything. And then junior year, I heard a guy talk about, an anesthesiologist talk about anesthesia. And I'm like, man, I kind of like science,
Yeah.
I like to see something get done, and be able to do it. And so my brother went to Creighton University because he wanted to be a dentist.
Okay.
And I had two cousins that went to Creighton University. They want a dentist and one a physician.
Okay.
So Mike went there, and I'm like, nah, I'll go there too, right? So I followed him to Notre Dame. I might as well follow him to Creighton,
Yeah.
you know? So I go up to Creighton, and I start doing osteoporosis research. And, you know, when you get into the university setting, at least in a mid-range school, you got 600 people in a biology class. They say, look to your left, look to your right, look in front of you, looking back to you. In about 2 months, these people aren't going to be here.
Yeah.
Right? And man,
It's true,
it's
yeah.
true.
It's-
Boom, goes 600 to 250 immediately, you know? And now you're fighting for a spot of 90 people in a class, you know, to get into medical school. It was intense, man. It was like right away I went from high school of I'm not really going to study that much to I'm in it.
Yeah.
You know, and I gotta get
Got to
going.
turn on. Yeah.
So did some osteoporosis research in there. Mike, again, from start to finish, knew he wanted to go into dental. You know, but my brother, he's a character, man. You guys should have him on here. He's a character. My brother was the art. He has an art of doing just enough to get there. I'll tell you this story in a second in dental school. I'm not kidding you, man. Like
He got there.
and he got
That's-
there.
that's the
And he
objective,
got
right?
there, man. It is unbelievable, right?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
always he actually amazes me
Yeah.
because I'm like, how did you know you just had to do just that amount
Yeah.
in order to get there? So
Yeah.
I'll tell you this story in a second. But so I was doing osteoporosis research, and it was during that time when all of a sudden insurances were getting, and the physicians around me were miserable.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, this is terrible. We can't even take care of people, and all that stuff. And finally, I was like, I'm not doing this.
You talking in the 90s or when?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
talking. So I was
Mercedes 80s.
93 to 97
Yeah.
in undergrad. So this was like, the hammer
Yeah.
was coming down, and I'm like, I'm not getting into that.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. What brought me into healthcare and wanting to be in healthcare was I wanted to take care of people and then know their family later on.
Yeah.
That's really what I wanted to do. And I didn't see that happening. I saw physicians really just going, yeah, listen, man, we got to check with the insurance in order to figure out if you can take care of this person. I'm like, I do not want to be in a business like that.
Yeah, fuck that, dude.
And,
It's still like that. It's still,
it's brutal,
still like
dude.
that, dude.
You want to talk about it? We'll sit here for till
I
one
deal
in
with
the
it
morning, man.
every
if you want to
day,
talk about
dude.
health,
Every day I deal with it.
oh, it is.
They think you're the bad guy. I'm the fucking middleman. Okay.
Yep.
Patients think you're the bad
Oh.
guy.
Or here's the thing. Let's just dive into a little bit because it irks the fuck out of me. You know, they're spending all this money on radio ads, television ads, the marketing, right? Oh, you got this many visits, or for one, nobody understands what a deductible is. It's the same deductible like you have car insurance or homeowners insurance. You might be, marketed, hey, you're getting all these benefits, but you got to pay your deductible. If it's $4,000, $5,000, whatever it is. And once you get there, they might deny you.
Yeah, that's right.
Does that make any sense? Like, just like you had a claim on your house. You
Right.
paid your deductible, and they said, oh, we're not going to cover this. Well, you're not going to cover this. I pay my premiums every month.
Yes, I do.
And you say this is what's going to be covered. I mean, at the end of the day, guys, the only publicly traded medical insurance is Blue Cross Blue Shield. Everyone else is publicly traded. That means these companies need to make $1 for their stockholders. Unfortunately, that's American healthcare.
There's a reason that you watch every year America drop amongst the world in healthcare. And it is not because physicians don't care, and it's not because nurses don't care, and it's not because we're not graduating real smart frickin' people. The fact is insurances are causing us to not be able to give our patients the best care possible. Just not. I'll give you an example, and this is just dentistry.
Yeah.
Okay, we do laser treatments. We now have antibacterial rinses. We have different products and different technologies that can advance a patient's healthcare. Things that if you came in, I'd go, Paulo, here's the deal, man. I'm not going to allow you not to have this.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't care if your insurance pays for it or not. I just can't not allow you to have it on there. They are forcing us not to be able to have this type of technology and have these type of products because they are not covering it. And in fact, I don't care if they really don't cover it. In dental, it's a little bit different. They call it insurance. It's really a benefit. I can care less if you cover it. Just don't not deny it and not let them have the choice.
Yeah.
I want patients to have a choice.
Give them the option.
Okay? That's it.
Yeah.
It's a sales product.
Right.
Like I have to sell to my patient. They have to trust me
Yeah.
that I am going to take care of them. Okay, that's on me. But don't step in front of that and now create a wedge between me and you. I can't create a wedge between the patient and the insurance company. Therefore, they shouldn't be able to take a wedge between myself and the patient, but they do.
I was going to say they do.
And that's a massive problem.
Yeah.
And that's where we just continue to decrease ourselves in the way that dentistry or way that healthcare period is being done.
I want to elaborate a little bit more on that too, for an example for you listeners and viewers. Let's just say you need to go into a procedure, right? You're filling out a script, you're going to send it in, get a pre-approval. Now, when you send that pre-approval in and you speak with somebody from that insurance, you're not speaking to a healthcare provider. You're speaking to someone that was hired by the insurance company that has no clue who you are, has no clue what medicine is, not even in the field. And they're looking at the numbers and saying, oh, you know what, this person's this old, this person's had this before, they had this, and we're going to deny it. They're not even a medical professional. So you're going to dictate the patient's care? I mean, truly, you're going to have some random person on the other line dictate the health care of the person you're treating.
Yeah.
And then you're supposed to tell that person, like, it's very unfortunate because when you tell people this stuff, they get extremely frustrated, but your hands are tied.
Yeah.
And you want to help people, but at the end of the day, you also have to run a business. So, like, you can't give stuff out for free.
Right.
I would love to. And we do it all the time. Pro bono cases, whatever, somebody loses their job, I can help. And I don't mind doing that and giving back to the community because the community gave to me. But it's so messed up, dude. And it's constantly changing. Reimbursement rates are getting cut. This is getting cut. They're changing codes. So now you can't, have this CPT code with this DX code. Like, it's just a headache.
Hey, we jumped right into it, man. I did not know this was going to be a blood pressure test on me. Man. You guys are going to get me all crazy
120
here,
rating,
right?
I think.
Well, because you and I deal with it. You deal with it on the dental side. Yeah, you deal with it on the dental side more of like a benefit. I deal with it more on the medical side and medical insurance. And it's
crazy.
like, then people think, oh, when you come in, right? Like, okay, when you come in and get a service or your services is rendered, we'll bill that out, but we don't get paid like immediately. There's a delay.
Yeah, right.
So there's a delay in cash flow. When you get a service, you go to a restaurant, you pay. That company gets paid or whatever. You buy a product, you get paid. In ours, there's a delay. It could be a week, it could be 4 weeks. And then here's the crazy thing. If one of the staff members messes up a DX code or doesn't do this properly, they'll deny the claim, and then they'll send you a letter in the mail. They don't even do it electronically. That's how far back we are. So then you got to wait for the letter in the mail.
How long does that take for the letter to come?
Or you're on whatever, like a validity or whatever, telling you claims are denied, and then you're still waiting for the EOB because it doesn't tell you, in the denied claim. Then you got to rebill the claim, and then see if it processes properly, and then you got to go to the patient. Hey, I know I saw you 3 months ago, but they denied the claim, and they reprocessed. They still denied it, so you owe me $1,500. And then try to collect your money.
They purposely do a lot of this stuff to advance like how long it's going to take them to pay. They hope that we have a company, we have a sophistication to how we take denied claims, we do all this. When I was a single dentist, I was just like, I don't know, just write it off.
They don't teach
you. Forget about it, They
don't teach you in school, dude.
The insurance has probably made more. They loved me. They made a ton of money off of me because they were like, hold on a second, we were supposed to pay this idiot $30,000 and he just wrote it off. Oh my God, we love this guy.
Keep going,
this is great. Yeah. Keep going there, man. This guy doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
Yeah. The crazy thing, like he's talking, when you're a sole provider in practice, and do you have a billing girl on staff?
Yeah.
So when you have a billing girl on staff, she needs to make sure she's on it constantly, dude. Constantly. All day long, because diagnosis codes, CPT codes are changing. You can't do this with that, and they just update it randomly.
It's frustrating.
And then every calendar year, your policy changes. So then you got to call the insurance company, do a verification, check the benefits, do this. And then the worst part is when the claim finally settles properly or whatever, you get paid out, and you tell the patient, hey, man, you owe this. And they're like, what do you mean? I don't know this. It's supposed to be covered. Well, this is what it is. I'm just the middleman. I did the service.
Yeah.
And then you're stuck with $150,000 in collections. And it's like,
And they'll send the patient the nastiest letter to make you look like an idiot.
Yeah.
Right? That the office screwed up or the doctor misdiagnosed this or something. The craziest stuff that these insurances send. So it takes the patient's trust level of the physician or dentist or chiropractor, whoever, down here.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there going, what the hell? Like, no,
Something's
we didn't
not adding up.
misdiagnose it.
Right.
You're taking a code and you're extracting something different out of the code that we thought it was.
you don't even know the patient.
It's just crazy. It's crazy. So go
unfortunate.
ahead.
You know their
Sorry.
policy
Sorry.
number, their date of birth, and that's it.
Yeah.
We just got into that.
That's so good. No, yeah, coming in hot, coming out.
Yeah. I mean, we use a billing.
We're firing out, man, right here.
Yeah.
Carlo would be proud.
No. Not a lot of people. I mean, I have a billing team that I use a third party, and that's what their job is. They don't get paid on how much we bill out. They get paid on what we collect.
Yeah.
So they're incentivized to make sure we get paid out.
Yeah,
You
that
know,
makes sense.
because
You got to have something.
because
like
I've
that.
had it where we've had girls in office, and then the problem is you got to send them to this class and this class, or I'm sick, I can't bill out today, and then it's on a business side. I got to pay them a 401k. Then okay, I want to retire, I want to leave. Well, then what the fuck? Now I got to train somebody else. Like,
Yeah.
it's a headache,
Yeah,
man.
some ramp up
Yeah,
time.
it's crazy.
I'm curious. I want to know a little bit more about how you got to Cretan. So you said you went to Cretan. Your brother went there. You followed in his footsteps. Osteoporosis. You said.
Yeah.
Like, what was like the moment where you're like, I'm gonna open up. What was the first?
All right, so let me give you this story.
I wanna hear about this.
All right, so my brother, he graduates dental school.
Okay.
What year?
First, let me tell you this story about my brother. I cannot pass
Let's
the
hear.
story.
Let's hear it.
So when you're a D2, second year of dental school, 4 years, second year of dental school, you got to take this huge test to get into the clinic to actually start seeing human beings.
Okay.
Like a board exam?
It's not. It's like it's kind of like that, but it's within the dental school.
Got
Okay,
it.
and they do it during this thing called Hell Week, where you have 3 tests on the front end, 3 tests on the back end. Boom, this thing's in the middle. Okay, so and you got to just pass the test.
So nice of them.
Like
So
a
nice of them.
70, you got to pass. the
Sandwich it right in between those.
So I'm sitting there, I'm nervous as hell in this test. Guy comes out, throws a test on my desk, and he's like, if you pull the same shit your brother did in this on this test, I'll kill you. And I'm like,
Oh, fuck.
oh
What
man,
did you do?
dude, what's going on here? So I take the test. I grab one of the other associate professors. I'm like, what did Mike do in this test, man? Kelsey, he seems pissed.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, your brother decided to take the test. It's like 70 questions. It's like 80 questions multiple choice, 20 points then on a written.
Okay.
It's like a 2-hour-long test that you got to really put some time into.
Sure. Yeah.
My brother gets up after like an hour and 15 minutes and hands a test in. And this Kelsey looks at him and he's like, you forgot to fill out the back, and like threw it back at him. And Mike's like, you need a 70 to pass this test, right? And the guy's like, yeah. He's like, I'm pretty sure I got that on the multiple choice. I got to go study for the other tests. Dude, this guy went ballistic. But that's my brother, man.
Yeah.
That's my brother. Like, what can I do? I got to
Calculated.
pass.
Calculated.
Yeah. I'm going to use my time the right way.
Yeah.
Me, I'm an idiot. I'm just like sitting there like till 4 a.m. studying and all
Right.
this stuff. I got to see if I can get
That's
100 on the
crazy.
test. Yeah. So that's my brother. So he graduates. Of course, he's going to take on he went into the dentist that we went to as kids, so he went to that practice.
Okay.
My mom's a teacher. My dad's an accountant. There's no other dentist in the family.
Right.
I'm like, where the hell do I go? So I went to a group practice. I joined a group practice. At the time, group practice was like, you should not join group practice. It's bad news.
Were you an associate or did you buy
Associate.
in? Yeah.
No. Associate. This guy, I called up. They're like, hey, you want to live in Peoria, Illinois? I'm like, Peoria? Yeah. No, actually, I'll back this up. Okay. You want to hear? You guys want to hear a good
Yes,
story?
I do.
I'm gonna hear
Yes.
2 really good stories.
I wanna hear 'em.
Okay. So
Are you listening, Joe?
it was like, so Quad Cities.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
that's where I went to school out there, dude.
Oh, did you?
Palmer,
Oh
Davenport.
yeah. There we go.
I went to Augustana.
So I'm supposed to go. I'm supposed to go to Davenport.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Dirty D, dude.
Dude, I go and get an apartment, the whole bit.
Yeah.
Packing my U-Haul. Okay. My BlackBerry rings. Okay. Like I'm getting ready to go.
Yeah.
It's the guy that owns the company. Okay. I was practice number 73. Calls me up. He goes, AJ, you need to go to Peoria, Illinois instead of Davenport. Can you do that for me? I said, not really. I just signed a 12-month lease in Davenport.
Yeah.
I'll pay the lease in Davenport. I need you in Peoria. We just got rid of some guy, and you need to go take on that practice. Like, I don't care, man. Listen, I got loans. I got to take on that practice. So I go into Peoria, and I got this guy. I'll call him Dr. M, right? Dr. M is my mentor. Cool guy.
Yeah.
He's probably like 40.
Yeah.
Okay. He's like, do you want to go out tonight? I'm going to take you to dinner, my wife and I. Okay. And the wife is from Brazil. Do you mind if my wife brings a friend? I'm like, no, I'm good. Like,
and you don't know your wife at the time.
Single. I'm single at the time, right?
Yeah.
So I get in the car, Dr. M, wife, Brazil. Everybody speaking Portuguese. I know a little bit of Italian, right? My grandfather. I'm like, I can catch a few words. And she says in the front, do you think he'll mind if I smoke? So I say back, I'm all good.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I said just a little bit of Italian.
Yeah.
Boom. 2 girls light up joints. Now, I just got my DEA license, right? So I'm like, I'm fucked. This is how it ends here, okay?
Do this. Yeah.
Okay. So go to dinner, everything. The guy's a cool dude, man.
Okay.
Cool dude. And when you're working for a group, like, you're billing out everything and they're getting a cut, you're getting a cut, right? That's how it goes.
Right.
Okay. So I decided to stay there. It's like 2 months. Every weekend I had to go home. But on this weekend, I stayed in Peoria.
Okay.
Okay. And I go past the practice and I'm like, shit, there's all cars in the parking lot.
Yeah.
I'm like, we work on Saturdays? I walk in, this guy's seeing like all family and friends in there, man.
Okay.
Right? Like, and I'm like, I know this ain't good.
Yeah.
You know, this is something shady here, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. 2 weeks later, he goes on vacation.
Okay.
I'm in the office. Office manager comes back. She goes, Dr. AJ, we got a problem, man. The DEA's here. And I'm like,
oh, fuck.
Man, did I write a prescription wrong? Like, what the hell did I do?
Yeah.
So guy comes back. He's like, slips me a piece of paper. And he's like, do you know who that is? He's like, yeah, that looks like Dr. M. Does that name match that face? No. It's a license, like, on a piece of paper.
Okay.
He's like, how about this? Do you know that name?
You know who that is?
That I know who that is. That's Dr. M.
Okay.
Okay. He goes, listen, man, some of your team members are getting arrested right now. And the doctor's being arrested. They've been selling narcotics out of this office and the house. Dude, this is 2.5 months, 3 months into my practice, in the dentistry.
95 over there,
Yeah, so 2001.
Oh, 2001.
Like 2001. Okay. I had to call my buddy from dental school, be like, bud, you want to come up to Peoria, Illinois? He's like, yeah, I really don't like my job down here. He comes up.
Yeah.
We got like only 4 people working in this huge practice now. And we got to rehire and open up shop again. Okay. So that's at the time I was like, why did I get myself in this mess?
Right.
One of the best things that ever happened because I was thrown in a deep end.
Yeah.
And I had to like start a practice. I had to figure this out. Like, it was just like, we were in the deep end.
Patient retention.
Freaking swimmies,
Yeah.
you know?
Sink or swim.
Did you ask for a raise?
Yeah, right. I was like, dude, I don't even know what I'm doing. So we go to, my buddy and I, we go to lesson on not how to hire. Go to a wine bar, okay? In Peoria, Illinois. It's a wine oyster bar. So we go there and girl comes up and she's like, what can we get you? We can get some wine, this and that. She's super nice. Like, great customer service. Now, I worked for Disney for a little bit, so I had to go through their Disney classes and everything.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, this is how I want my practice. I want great customer service.
Right.
I want this Disney-esque type thing. It's like, this girl, that she has it, you know? How much do you make? I remember it, $13. I was like, we can beat that, okay? 14. Yes. You want to work at a dental office? Yes.
Done.
We'll see you Monday.
Okay.
Free
We want you
cleanings.
Monday. Yeah. We want you Monday to start. Can you start Monday? Yes. Comes back with the wine. I said, okay, so Monday. She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Monday. You're going to work at the practice, right?
This is like 10 minutes later, 30 minutes later?
Like 5 minutes later.
Okay.
Like, as long as it takes to pour 2 glasses of wine, right?
Yeah.
Comes back. Monday. Good?
And she's
You
like,
know, we're talking about the practice, you know, like working at the dental practice. Boom, another girl. Twins.
I was just going to say that.
Boom.
No
Hired
way.
both of them on the spot. Worst hires ever.
Oh,
Now, got us through for a month, right? Like, got us through for a month, but I was like, listen,
There's
man,
Rocky
we
over
might
there.
have to get... yeah,
Put some
like,
name
when this
tags
thing
on.
rings, you got to answer
Right,
it,
yeah,
you know? And she's
yeah.
like, do I really have to answer? Yeah, you got to answer the phone, you know?
yeah.
So it was awesome. But it was, honestly, the group that I joined wasn't for me for life because I was always had this entrepreneurial spirit. I loved dentistry, loved it. I still love it. I still see patients. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I never knew I had a passion for the business of it, you know? And I just needed to move on and go. But they taught me so much when I first joined. It was a great group, great, still huge group today, great people. And then I moved on, you know, and I bought a practice up in Schaumburg, Illinois. And that's kind of how my career started, man. So those are the crazy stories, man, that happened there.
Dude, that's the best way to learn.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. It sounds crazy, like but it's the best way is just to dive into it and figure it out. You're going to make problems. Even if you try to prep for problems, it's impossible.
It's impossible.
they're going to come up. Yeah, they're going to come up. And
I would rather learn on somebody else's dime, too. That's what I did.
I was going to say, isn't that what you did?
We all did. We all did. And somebody's, honestly, I know that today. I know people are learning on my dime, right? And that's okay. It's just, this is the progression of it.
Yeah.
There is nobody, business owners get pissed when people leave, right? I get mad when they leave because I didn't do something or they didn't tell me that I could have fixed something. That's when I get mad. They move on and they better themselves. Like every business owner should feel proud about that. Because you're creating the next level of entrepreneurs and then the next level of people. I hope they're more successful. I saw this, there's a meme, man, that like, you know, when your dad passes away, it's the one person, the one male that wants you to succeed in life. The only person that wants you to be better than them. For me, I would love for anybody that ever worked for me to be better than me. Because I was a part of it. I was able to give them a little something that helped them succeed in life. It's cool, man. There's no problem with that.
It's a proud moment.
It does not bother me one lick. It does bother me again when they leave and they're like, yeah, Dr. Acierno, you know, I was really pissed because my chair didn't work. I'm like, why wouldn't you tell me that 2 months ago I could have fixed it so you wouldn't have left, you know? And those are the things that, I get mad at myself about, but it's a good moment in there, you know? But I go to Schaumburg and I start my private practice. You know, I bought a private practice, overpaid for it. Did every mistake possible in that deal.
What'd you pay for?
Huh?
What'd you pay, if you don't mind me asking?
So they were doing $565,000 in collections. I think I paid like $550,000. It was the worst move.
Solo doc, one doc, or
one doc. I could have bought the thing like for $250, $270. Like, I mean, it was just terrible.
Did they charge you for AR? Did you have to pay like 50 cents on the dollar? Or how?
On that time, you're really pulling it now. I think I did buy the AR, and I think I did have to pay like crazy amounts for the AR. And so it was nowadays, I mean, we have it, you know, a sophisticated way of how we do it, you know? Then I was just like, I want to get out of my job. I want to start being my own boss. Which I don't know if that's good or bad.
Right.
and then I want, then you, you know, and I bought it and it was the best thing. The one thing I didn't look for that I just got lucky, you know, like you run life and luck hits you sometimes, is that I bought a practice in a building with 4 other dentists that were all over the age of 65.
Oh, perfect.
So I just picked up everyone and brought them into my practice and
Feeder.
joined that. So I learned really quickly how to transition other team members, because in dentistry, I'm sure in chiropractic, relationships is the only thing that matters. You're not buying equipment. You can go buy equipment wherever you want. What you really are buying, you're buying the goodwill. And the goodwill isn't necessarily with the dentist. The goodwill's with the people around that interact with the folks every single day.
Yeah.
So when you bring them over and you have Jill that's, probably not the customer service that you like and all this stuff, you can't just be like, Jill, you're out. Jill knows everybody's family and friends in that practice. So you better learn to work with Jill, and you better learn to get your systems and processes to Jill in a manner that Jill can handle. Man, it took a long ways to really talk about that. And I learned really quickly, if I was going to scale this thing or do anything grander, I better learn how to do that pretty darn quick, because we built a business on acquisition. We didn't build a business on de novo or just start fresh.
To roll that back a little bit, guys, for you viewers and listeners, what Dr. AJ is saying is, when you buy a practice, whether it's a dental practice, a medical practice, a PT practice, a chiropractic practice, the purchase price is based off of what they call goodwill in your revenue, essentially, because there's not assets per se. There are assets, but you're buying a book of business. So when you look at the numbers and you go to the bank and say, hey, this practice is making $1 million, this is their net, these are their overhead costs, you have to present it, and the fact is, like, how are you going to be able to take those patients and transfer them over? Now, all the guys that we talk to, typically, like when they're buying practices, we usually say I would say a minimum 20% drop, usually, right? I mean, just because of technology, I'm buying you, you're buying me, like, I don't feel comfortable. So it's very, very, very important anytime you do an acquisition that there's got to be an onboarding and offboarding process for the doc that's there to transition the stuff over. Because if you just go in, and if you guys are in dental school, medical school, chiropractic, PT, and you want to buy a practice, you have to make sure the person that you're buying from has a transition.
Yeah.
Because if you just go in there and buy it and they do 2 or 3 days of transitioning,
no,
that's not going to work. It's not going to work for the patient either.
No.
But patients be like, who are you?
You won't believe, though, how many times I see it get done.
Well, here's the thing. At the end of your career or whenever, I want to be paid and leave. Now, if I'm a jagoff, I would do that and wouldn't actually abide by the contract of doing a transition.
Sure, yeah.
But if I want to keep the profession and I want to give something back and make sure this guy, he's paying me big money and help him out, like, and help your patients out, dude, at the end of the day, like, dude, everyone knows you're going to retire. I'm going to retire. You're going to retire. It's just a matter of time. Somebody's going to replace me, right? Whether it's an associate to build another practice, or I'm leaving, I'm going to state. Like, so when we talk about like those acquisitions and goodwill, that's what we're talking about. You're buying a book of business versus buying the actual, asset value of the business.
Yeah, and where it gets a little squirmy is like, who wants to make the money? So I'm going to buy your practice, okay? And we're going to do a 6-7 month transition. And you go, that's fine. I'm going to see patients. I'm going to transfer them off, but I want to get paid. Well, the practice is only built for one dentist. Only one salary. You're getting some. I need some. Okay, now I got a problem. And a lot of dentists don't bake that in, the transition of, wait a second, I got to pay this dentist. There isn't enough patients. So when I'm looking at dental practices, chiropractic, anything, it's about patient flow. Like, what's coming in? How much do I need? Is there enough patient flow to take care of 1 1/4 dentists, 1 1/2 dentists? Yeah. No, there isn't. Okay, well then I need to buy this and bake something in, because I'm going to have to pay 50, 70 grand maybe for a transition. Good dentists, good people, dentists that are like, listen, man, I'm really ready to retire. They're not looking for that.
They want out.
They want out. They're going to go like this. Listen, man, I'll shake hands, kiss babies from 9 to 11.
Yeah.
And then I'm out. Is that cool?
Yeah,
that's cool, man. That's good. Because most of the time when people come in, you'd be like, hey, I'm Dr. AJ. It's very nice to meet you. My team has already prepped them. I'm not coming in fresh. Oh, yeah. Pasta, she told me about you. I do have Pasta. Pasta's my front desk.
Nice.
She's my first front desk, and I've been my assistant forever. But
Shout
Pasta
out.
will say, listen, man, Dr. AJ is awesome. He's just like Dr. Corsten, great guy, blah, blah, blah. So they've talked it up.
Yeah.
I have a sheet of paper. Whenever I'm doing a transition of anything, I have a sheet of paper of who this person is, and I let their team members write down, I want to know about them.
Yeah.
Because for me...
Table talk.
For me, establishing trust has to happen in 3 minutes. And the only way to do that is find commonality. So I want to know something about these people that I can find something in common.
Yeah.
Anything. I don't care what it is.
Say that again for the viewers and listeners, because it not just applies to acquisitions and stuff. It applies to building relationships and sales and networking and things like that. I mean, I was in the same boat. I bought a dying practice from a guy that was he was just ready to retire. And if I didn't do what you're talking about in the beginning, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. I would have been in the hole.
Yeah.
And it's like crazy because you see guys that are like, they don't, but they don't teach you this in school.
When did we meet?
I don't know. We met last Wednesday. I mean, officially in person, but you know.
So today, first time we're sitting down and talking.
Yeah,
I don't know,
right.
An hour ago out there. It would have been less, but
Yeah.
somebody's late.
Shout out
to shout out to the cameraman.
Yeah.
That's a half hour fucking late. But then Paulo, we know each other since you were a freaking little guy. Okay.
Yeah.
But honestly, we just right now, right? Okay. Me and you connect heavily because of what? We had something in common. Oh my gosh, you live next door to my grandparents. Holy cow, right? Like super comfortable.
Right.
If you told me right now, hey, I need you to do this and this, I'm gonna be like, yeah, no problem.
Okay.
Right? Drew and I were talking, he's talking about, wait a second, we know this, we know this. All of a sudden now I'm like, hold on a second. I'll do anything that you ask me to do.
Right.
I want to go to his chiropractic thing. I've never been to a chiropractor. I want to go.
He's pretty good.
Because he's just got here, right?
He's pretty good.
But that's the golden nugget, man.
Yeah,
like
really
if
is.
you can do that in any type of service business, I don't give a shit what you do. Like somebody will say to me, when I teach at Creighton, so I'll go there and I'll go, you guys are in the customer service industry first, healthcare second. Because if they can't trust you and you can't sell shit, then you might as well get out of the healthcare business because you can't take care of people. They're not going to trust you.
Right.
So for me, I'm looking at them and I'm like, that's the golden goose, man. So in dental school, and I'm sure in chiropractic school, like you always get these people, like these brainiacs, right?
Oh, dude, I know exactly where you're going.
I'm not.
I can think of 10 of them in my head.
I'm not a fucking brainiac, but I think I'm kind of smart, but not really smart. Okay. Like I gotta really work. I gotta study. I was one of those guys that I was like, dude, I gotta open up the book. I don't even know what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
So in dental school, you gotta have good hands, right? Okay. So we had people, unbelievable hands, super brainiacs. Okay. Like can't talk to the wall. Okay. All right.
He's not kidding, dude.
We have people with stone hands. Like, I would be like, I don't know, I really don't want you practicing on me, you know, type of a deal.
Yeah.
The greatest people in the world, and I have this one, a buddy of mine that passed away, unfortunately, in dental school. His name was Jock, okay? He was about 6'6", great dude, college basketball player, great dude. He was the life of the fucking party, okay? Great grades? No, didn't have great grades. Came out of school and killed it. Why? Dude,
people person.
Just listen to him, man. I would walk into a practice and I'd be like, on paper, man, this practice looks great. I'd look at the x-rays, I'm like, this fucking dentist is terrible. Then you walk into practice, you'd be like, how do all these people come here? And you just listen for 30 seconds and you're like, boom, you know exactly why this practice is successful. That dentist, man, anybody will do anything for them. Listen, I talked to them for a half hour and I know they're a shitty dentist. I see their x-rays and I'd be like, dude, I'll let you work on me. Like, dude, honestly.
You drilled way too far there.
Just because they're such a nice guy, I'd be like, no problem. I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Like, that's the way this works, man.
Yeah.
And so when people say, I want to get into dentistry, oh, cool. He'll tell me a little bit about yourself.
You wouldn't believe.
But I'm like, dude, you're gonna fail. Like, I don't even know what to tell you.
It ain't gonna work out for you. It ain't gonna work out for you.
It's crazy because, like, I know exactly what you're talking about. We have patients, dude, that will tell us stuff that I'm like, that wouldn't even tell their parent, or like their spouse. Like, my mother-in-law used to work for me before she passed, dude, and she was my office manager. She ran the whole thing. We started from nothing and this and that. Then I wore everything, and again, she would pump me up. She'd let me know, hey, this person here, blah, 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 blah. And then as well, you just got to remember people. Like you actually just got to care and like make that connection. Like you can fake it for so long, but like having that rapport, like if you came into me and we were talking about something last time, I would make sure like we would discuss it. Hey, how'd this go? Or, you know,
Bring
you
that
had
topic
this.
up. Yep.
That table talk, it's that doctor's bedside manner. That's literally what it is.
The way it is, man.
And like we had the same thing, dude. We had kids that are, I'm going to start out of practice and do this. I'm like, okay, dude. Like now we say it again. I'm not the smartest tool in the shed, dude.
We're Stunads, you and I. I'm not gonna include you.
Work hard, but it's always the people that are the smartest, the best technique, but they are absolutely terrible persons.
Yeah.
And it's like those are the people that go into school, think they're going to do everything, then they get out of school and think they got the balls to start in practice, then they fail in practice, and then they work for me and you.
Yeah. Or they get
That's
pissed,
the
or they
dead
blame,
truth, though. You know,
they blame
I mean,
everything else. You know,
yeah.
like it's just when it's all said and done.
He's got to meet Dan Bay, Dr. Dan Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chiropractor.
We
had
would
him
cut
on
this out,
we
but
had
yeah.
we had him on the show.
He does like a day 1, day 2 closing. So like he teaches people how to close and rapport, tie downs, staff on board, your SOPs, like
The stuff that you don't really learn in school.
You don't learn the shit in school. Like I learned this stuff because like I grew up in businesses, like you did, around like talk about money, things like that. But like, you know,
Yeah, SOPs. I mean, listen, when you're looking through there, part of your SOP is like, what are your core values? What's your mission? Where do you like? People need to know their expectation walking into work, and that should be trained. You know, I mean, training and onboarding somebody into your business is a massive deal, right? I just see people now, especially after COVID, just you're hired, jump in, do this. And listen, man, we screwed up more than anybody because in healthcare, it's really difficult to hire people. And we were just like, we're hiring for a heartbeat. Let's get them in and let's go.
overpaying, dude. I've had to
right
overpay,
after,
bro.
right after COVID, you said? Or
yeah.
I noticed that in my industry as well.
The Great Resignation really started around the end of 22, beginning of 23, where people were just like, I'm done with this, with healthcare, and just jumping out.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there going, okay, well, we need to still function. So just, hey, Jim, come on in. Okay, Jim, start. I don't know what I'm doing. Well, we'll figure it out.
Training on the job, yeah.
We'll train you on the job. And all of a sudden we saw our culture start to decrease, you know. So, but that's, when we built our company, we built it on the fact of systems, you know, like from start to finish, what's the patient journey in the office? What's the most important things that we have to have? And
can I pause you right there? I want to make a point why that's so critical to having systems, because as a business owner, not as a provider, when I look at as a patient, as a business owner, I'm not looking to have that patient for just one visit. I'm looking to have that patient for 10, 20 years and build a relationship with them where I become a referral-based business. So those standard operating procedures are so critical to make sure everybody's on board with brand and making sure we're following up, we have that rapport. I just want to make that clear for you guys listening. It's super, super important that you have a base foundation, and it's not just in medical and dental, it's in any company, these big corporate offices, all that stuff.
People in the service industry will always ask me like, hey, AJ, you know, what's the number one thing I need to do? I want to be a better leader. How do I become a great leader? And I'm like, learn how to run your business. Every aspect of it, learn how to run your business. Be able to, if you're checking people out, know how to check out, do this and that. I said, if you put me in a Dunkin' Donuts right now, I'd be a horrible freaking leader. I was like, I would not know how to measure anybody to the expectation that's needed. I don't know when donuts have to be out. I don't know the system that, you know, how to get both things. I don't know the drive through. I don't know any of that stuff.
Right.
So for me as a leader, me holding you accountable and helping you and your expectations and help you grow is based on how I know the business. I don't know it. So I wouldn't be a great leader. So know your business first.
And here's what I love about you the most, dude, is that you have a business, but you're also still a provider seeing patients.
Yeah.
So you literally have your heartbeat on a pulse. You can see the market pivot. You could see what's going on with patients here, what's going on over there. I respect guys that are still in the fight, in the trenches, because I can trust them. They're constantly pivoting. Not only are they business owners and building bigger businesses, but they actually aren't just telling, hey, you could do this or you do this. They're not ordering orders.
They're in the trenches.
They understand the day-to-day grind. They understand the shit that happens with patients, people not paying. This person's late. Now instead of being home at 6:30, I'm home at 7. I love that, dude. And like, it's just, you got these gurus that want to, be dental coaches or chiropractic coaches or, whatever. And it's like, show me that you're doing the work. Don't just tell me. Like, I want to see your tax returns. You say you're making this. I want, like, prove it, dude. Like, show me that you're pivoting with me in marketing and this and that and sales and all this stuff.
And the excuses come out.
Yeah.
You guys know who my dental assistant is, right?
I don't.
No? It's Carlos' sister-in-law, my cousin.
Oh.
Carly,
Oh, okay.
Christina's sister.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Is my,
Yeah.
Dude, phenomenal. I give her a hard time all the time.
Yeah, I'm sure you
all
do.
The time,
I'm sure you
Like,
do.
and that's kind of our shtick. Our patients love it. And this and that. I'll give her a hard time. I'll be like, listen, man, great news, Mrs. Jones. You got the A doctor today. Bad news is you got Carly as your dental assistant.
C minus.
It's we got the C minus going in. So, but no, Carly is a phenomenal freaking dental assistant. She's even better people person.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, listen, she's Christina's sister. So,
It's in the family.
Right?
Yeah.
So great people person. Probably closes more deals for us than anybody else because of this people person, and we have all good people in there. So I should say everybody does that.
Sure.
But Carly, in the process there, when we talk about process and systems, it is imperative that we know, especially in healthcare, like when things need to be done in anticipation of things. Again, expectation of how they are is important. They need to know their expectations of where they're at because you got live human beings in front of you, man. And you're doing some things on them that, in dentistry cause some pain, create some problems. So you got to make sure that you're on key all the time in any type of surgery that you're doing.
Attention to detail.
Yeah, it's extremely important, So when we did, so that was really important for me. When I was, when I started accumulating offices in my building and bringing them into my practice, it was, holy cow, everybody's doing shit different ways, And then it started remembering, like, wait a second, my Disney experience of customer service, their attention to detail and their attention to systems and process. Wait a second, the company that I used to work for, they taught me all these processes. So it was just, now, okay, wait, shut the place down for a couple of days and let's really work on this. So I worked on an SOP and everything for weeks, and then I brought it in. And I saw my practice go from increase 20% immediatly just based on just having processes and setting expectations. Like, this is my protocol of x-rays. Here's our protocol of periodontal disease. Here's our, and you just kind of roll through it. And this is my expectation of, I want the phone answered by the third ring.
Yep.
So it'd be like, man, you're you're really anal, like the third ring. It's an expectation. If you don't say third ring, then all of a sudden it's the seventh ring and now it's the voicemail, like it's an expectation of when it's supposed to happen, you know? Do I go up there and start screaming at people and be like, it's the fourth ring?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell happened? It's just the expectation
we
that
have
it's getting answered, man,
When the girls answer the phone, thank you for calling Forza Chiropractic. How may we adjust your day? Like, it's just, you have to do, because
adjust your day. I love
that. If you don't have a standard, they're going to do what they want. Unfortunately, sometimes employees can be mindless per se, and so you have to have a standard, and once you hold them accountable to the standard, you can say, hey, you're not doing these things at your 90-day review, 120,
you
whatever it is.
You got to keep a pulse on that. You got to make sure that they're aware too.
And then now that you have a standard operating procedures, you can go vertical, dude. You can take it, and mine are going to be different than his. And every practice owner is going to be different. And every business owner is going to be different based off of your values and your principles and how you want to run a business. So mine might be the same, less detailed. Yours is more detailed, or whatever it is. But you got to have something. You can't just
just go and go on a whim.
Yeah,
absolutely.
from everywhere, from the business side all the way to the clinical side.
And how long did it take you
a nice
to build that?
The process?
Yeah.
It's
always changing. You're always up there.
I was super lucky. I was given the process and the systems, a core structure by the business that I worked from before. So getting in, now I was just putting some of the details and some of the icing on the cake in order myself, to make it my own, you know. And there were different things that I wanted that they didn't have, and this and that. That's okay. Like the way we run our company now is we set the structure and we call it freedom within a framework. I'm going to give you the framework, okay, and you can make it your own. the inside. So we say, here's the house. Here's the structure of the house. The core principles in the architecture is what it's going to be. The way it looks inside the house, I want that to be yours, right? So I don't want you answering the phone like a robot. I want you to answer the phone like you want to answer it. You know, like how do you guys want to do it here? And I want to create, because I want our doctors to feel like this is their place, because it is their place. People don't come knock on any of my offices. It's like, hey, here we go. I'm here because you have a great HR department. No, they're there because of the culture that's in that place. That's it. People come to your house because they like you. They don't come there because you have a great internet company, right? So I want people to come to a practice because of the relationships that are in there. So I'm going to create a structure, and it's the same structure I'd teach anybody in America, which I do. I teach every dentist, like, here's the structure, here's the process that you need to do, here are the processes that you need to do to run your dental practice. Put a little spin on it. Do your own thing, right? Everybody always, and then people will say to me, hey, Jay, you know, like, why would you do that? That's like proprietary information, and you shouldn't say that out loud, and you shouldn't teach that in the dental schools. What happens if they steal that? I go, I really don't give a shit, to be honest with you, because the chance, and I know this for you too, I bet the processes that he has in his practice, give it to 100 chiropractors. 97, not even close. They couldn't even do it. They can't. First of all, they wouldn't even be able to function reading through it and going, I'm going to do all this? No way.
Right.
Three of them are going to do it, but probably not as well as him.
Yeah.
Right? Or maybe two of them. One person is probably going to better it, you know? And I hope they better it. I hope they do.
Yeah.
I look at all my docs and I go, here's a structure, here's a framework, here's
I
a
love it when they do that. When employees
Dude,
say,
it's
hey,
the best
goes
thing
back
in
to
the
what we were saying.
world.
that's showing that they're bought into the brand, man. Like we have a brand book that we built, and we have a standard SOP. When COVID hit, I had time. I did that, and I was going to rebrand because when I took over the clinic, I kept the name. I did all the onboarding. I matured the process, make sure I still had cash flow, money coming in, and then I was like, okay, COVID hit. I got more time. Let's just do this. Let's build a brand, and then that's why I built Forza.
Yeah.
And then from there, it was like, once I built the brand and I had the vision and my goals and I had everything in place, I'm able to delegate it and make sure team members are doing it, build the brand. And then now at this point, this is where I kind of got into consulting, because people were like, well, how'd you do this? And it would be buddies. It'd be, fellow colleagues, and they'd be like, hey, man, I'm having this problem. And, you're calling a buddy, just checking in. Hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm having decreased new patients over here, blah, 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 blah. Why don't you try this? Why don't you do this? And then myself, I'm like, my wife's like, why do you give this fucking information for free? Like, you should just charge people.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, I was like, I don't know, do I have the time? Or like, because I'm one of those guys, like, if I'm going to spend time with you and try to help you and you don't use anything, like, I'm not going to keep talking to you. Like, you're just like small talking.
And the other person knows that right away. Right away.
Unfortunately, in my life, like, I'm the sole provider, dude. Like, my time is money now for me. And so that's when I started the consulting thing recently. But it's still crazy because every guy's different. I might tell this guy to do one thing and he's going to do it because there's an urgency. And then I might have another guy that's, he's more of a, minimizer. He's going to say, oh, well, let's try this. Buddy, you're paying me because of what I have based off of the systems.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you to do it just to fucking waste time. I'm telling you to do it because you want what I have. So, and I'll push client. I'll be like, hey, man, I don't think this is working out because I don't want the result. I don't want my objective finding, right, to be a failed doc. Like, if you're going to sign up with me, I'm going to vet you. I'm going to make sure, hey, I don't mind working with you. These are the expectations. So I did what I did in my business. I did it in the same thing consulting. This is our SOP. We're meeting at this time. You miss a call and don't no-show. That's fine. I get it. Something happens. You do it again. I'm done. I'm walking away. But you got to set the standard with things. And it's unfortunately, that's how it is. But it's crazy. And it's amazing to me. You can tell a guy the blue in the face to do this. And he'll be like, okay, then takes that information and doesn't do it.
Yeah. It's a different... people have different levels of success.
Yeah.
Right? Like, for us, at least for me, and I know probably for you, Drew, and you, Paulo, just because I know you guys are that type, but there are people that there is no level. It's ongoing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a ceiling. Somebody comes to me and they're like, oh, doctors, like I love sitting down. Dentists are the greatest bullshitters in the world, right? Like you walk out of a test and you're like, oh, fuck, man, I think I bombed that thing, and they're like, oh, I did great, this is awesome, I'm like, what the fuck? How many new patients? I don't know, I see 1,000 a day. How about you? They're just the greatest bullshitters
You got to cut it down
right?
like 10, 15%
yeah,
on what
like
they're
it's
saying.
unbelievable.
It happens in my world too. How many do you see this week?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
What the fuck does it matter?
It's always this craziness, right?
Yeah.
So, where was I going with this? So our dentists are always bullshitters. They're always dealing with the shit. I personally, I believe that we have a process. What's the best way to put this with it? There are gentlemen and there are ladies in dentistry that are just happy with, I'm doing good.
Yeah. And same in my world, buddy.
Yeah.
They just want to work for somebody.
Can't handle it. I'm okay with it. I've come to, after 600 clinics, 1,400 dentists, you're just like, I get it. That's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
I just have learned to not measure everybody to what I would do.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I did, like I have my core competencies, my core KPIs that we have to do.
Gotta hit.
But I can't think everybody is going to take this to another level. And as soon as I was able to do that, I slept a little bit better. Not great, but a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it's really hard when you got, when people are working underneath your license and there's hundreds of dentists and it's all on your ass, right? And you're like, oh my gosh, man, I think they screwed this up, or I wouldn't have done it this way. There's a different level and a different world of, when people say, I want to scale and I want to own a bunch of practices and I want to do all that stuff. There is a lot of business and technique and all that you have to learn.
Sure.
However, the biggest thing that I've seen is you have to have the balls or really kind of the wherewithal to be able to handle that somebody might not do it like you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not easy, man. It took a lot for me to do that. It really did, because I thought I was the guy that can change everybody and do everything. And then you realize, man, you might be just a different...
The 1%.
...breed.
Yeah.
And that could be good, could be bad.
Sure.
There's a lot of people that look at me and be like, yeah, AJ, you're an idiot.
Right.
Why do you do that? Like, you work too hard, you do all this stuff. Okay, cool. Like, maybe I am.
Right.
I don't know. I could be.
Yeah.
I'm
I see the hatred all the time. Or like people are envious or jealous. Like, it's just on the opposite side. Like you feel bad because like you feel like they can do more. You see that they can do more, but they're not doing it. They're just, I guess, satisfied or mediocre. I guess you can call it laziness, but they're just like a plateau where like, okay, I'm just going to settle. Like,
they're
I'm
good.
comfortable.
They're okay with being good enough. They're okay with being good enough because, that's all they need to do to
There's no
survive.
fire. If I was you, though, I would look at that and be like, fuck, that's a ideal patient for me to get another practice. Because if you want to go on autopilot, perfect. I'll put my system in there and I'll make sure you just go check in, come here at 8, leave at 5, walk away. You don't have to do payroll, nothing like that. We'll take this, you take that, and cool. If you just want to be a tech, because at the end of the day, I tell docs this too, if you just want to show up and just do the technique, to me, you're just a tech. You're not a provider. You're not a doctor. You're like, there's no like, I could fill you, you're easily replaceable. Like, show me some effort, put in some effort. But if you just want to like show up to work and go to 9 to 5 and then get paid, that's fine. But you're not going to get paid what you think you should get paid because you're just a tech.
Yeah.
And I think we always had that. Like everybody, I love it, like this generation or that generation, bullshit. Like there was always a group of people that are going to do that. There's, like I have this energy to grow something and do something really grand or bigger. And I'm just going to keep pushing. And then you have the group that was just like, no, I'm not that way. I just want to be a worker bee. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Let's make that clear. There's nothing wrong.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome. I honestly, like, less stress, more family life, all this stuff. It's all true.
Yeah.
Like, people say, what's your work-life balance? None. None. I don't know. Somebody try to figure it out. Well, AJ, let me tell you about what it is. No, bullshit. Like, I don't know what to tell you, man. It's going to be 6 o'clock at night. There's going to be a problem that happens. And next thing I know, it's going to be 10:30. And I missed my kids' games. Right. One of the saddest things probably in my career. So one of the things I really fucked up, man, and I'm not kidding you, okay? I look back. It makes me a little sad, to be honest with you. So I'll try not to choke up here. But, like, I'll look back at my kids' pictures of them, like, growing up, like their ages, and I won't know which kid is which. And no joke. It was gone. Like, there's 15, 20 years of my life, I don't know where the fuck it went.
I feel you on that, man.
And like, during the time, my wife was telling me, like, dude, these kids, they're going to grow up and you're, like, really quick. And you're running around like crazy, man. You're buying practices, you're doing this, you're doing that. And, you're like, oh, yeah, I'll wait. The next thing. I fucked that up, man. I really did. But again, my kids, though, have seen what it means to work really hard and to push yourself to a different limit. I don't know what's good and bad, it's like, and then I'm not that type of person. I'm just not that person that can do both. Like, if I'm driving, like, I'm putting it in the fucking gear and I'm going as fast as I possibly can. Right. That's my sickness. I'm not saying it's right, everybody. I'm not.
It's weird that you say that.
That's why I say worker bees are cool. I'm cool with, like, I actually respect them a ton. Respect them a ton.
You don't agree with it, but you respect it. Yeah, you
just can't. My personality, I don't agree with it for my personality. Right. As a deal, I look at some people. I'm like, dude, do you know what you have?
A gold mine, man.
Do you know what you have? You could be better than me.
Yeah, right.
And they're just like, dude, I'm cool.
I'm good.
And I'm
with
like,
this.
oh my gosh, I don't. But then I look and I'm like, look at their Instagram shit, and I'm like, yeah, they're with their families this weekend. Man, I wish I was doing that. Like, and you kind of look back and you go, fuck, man. Did I screw that up or did I not? And I don't know, but it's not easy for me to just turn it down or turn it off.
Right.
I don't know.
I can't,
that's just the way it is. And so I tell people, like, when they say, like, work-life balance and all this stuff, the part that I have a hard time with is I want what you have, but I want to work less. I'm like, that ain't gonna fucking happen.
The math doesn't make sense.
I'm really sorry.
It can happen.
Like, it doesn't happen that way. I'm really sorry about that. Like, I wish if you find a way to do that, let me know. Now, I seen tech people do it and all this stuff that hit it big and all that, but sure. I don't.
Different in service business, brick and mortars.
I don't have it, man. I don't have it. Like, I don't know what that really means. And that I'm honest with dental students. I'm like, listen, man, you want to come out, you want to work 4 days a week, and you want to pay your loans off in 5 years. Not happening.
Yeah, you're out of your fucking mind. Especially when they're coming out with $500,000, $700,000 in the hole. Not going to
happen.
Yeah.
Like, you got to drive the 5.5 days a week. Oh my God, 5.5? Are you kidding me? I want to work 4. And you're like, oh,
that ain't gonna happen.
I'm like, I don't know how to tell you. Like, yeah, you're going to make maybe $250 a year on 4 days a week. Well, $250 is a lot of money. Well, take out taxes and now you take out your loans. It really isn't a lot of money.
Right.
Right. And it's not a generational thing. It isn't. It isn't. I seen it all the time.
Sure.
Yeah. What's different today, I think, is no matter what age you are, we've moved to more people thinking that way, rather than, oh my gosh, I want to blow this thing up and grow this thing and do whatever, and that's a hard place, like, I think
I feel ostracized, bro. I'll be honest with you. I feel ostracized because like, I'm in a similar boat where, like, I can be honest with you. Like, my wife feels the same way, dude. Like, I'm always on. Yeah. I cannot turn it off. Like, I was built by my grandparents to be like this. Like, I think about business. I focus on it. Now, don't get me wrong. When I'm with my family, I'm dialed in. But I'm constantly in my head in business. What are we doing here? I'm on the phone doing this, doing the podcast, getting better. Like, I don't like to lose. And so it's so difficult because, like, my wife told me, 2 days ago, she's like, I feel like there's nothing between us. Like, I lost the connection. And I'm what the fuck you mean? Like, I'm fucking busting my ass here. We're making all this money, saving it for the kids. That's what I'm doing it for, getting the properties for the kids, this and that, building wealth creation. And like, what the fuck, man? And it's like, you go in every day and as a provider, and if you want to be successful, you have to be dialed into your patients every day. You can't just give them half-ass because they'll see right through your bullshit, especially if you've been giving 100% forever. They know when you're having an off day, even if you're, you portray that you're not. So, like, on the family side, dude, and I've got 2 little girls. One's 5 and one's 1. Like, it's weird because I tell my wife, I'm like, babe, I don't know how to turn it off. Like, I understand, like, disengaging from your phone and being present with your kids and family. But if you want to live this life, if you want to be able to stay home, if you want to be able to go to the grocery store and not worry about the card getting declined, if you want to be able to do whatever you want to be able to go on vacation for 2 weeks, I have to do this, and I love to do it. I love working. Is it a sickness? Is it whatever? But I feel like sometimes I get ostracized, and when I started in practice, you can't call on a buddy to, hey, man, like, I need money for this, or getting people through the door. Like, you just got to figure it out, and it makes you gritty. And so, like, my circle of people, like, because of what you were saying, people want to be these worker bees. I can't talk to them about money problems. When you hit a certain level of financial freedom, okay, now I got to pay $250,000 to the G. I never had this problem ever. What do? Who do I talk to? Are there guys in my field that are in this level, or am I in uncharted waters? How can I trust a guy? Is he going to give me good advice? How do we learn this stuff? Yeah. Like, those are the things that, like, if you're a business owner, like, you're always, I tell Paul this all the time. Guys are so worried about making active income that once they get there, they're like, oh, fuck, how do I build wealth creation?
Yeah.
Okay, because that's the end game, is wealth creation, passing it down. Anybody can make money. You can make money doing whatever you want, and you could be good at it.
Put your head to it. Yeah, put your mind to it.
And it's like, that's one of the reasons why, like, I run a small crew, like, neighborhood guys, the guys that, like, understand problems, that, like, I can talk. That's why I'm a member at Medina. It's one of the reasons why I joined. I don't get patients from Medina. So that I can talk to guys about business, what problems, like right now, what can I do? What are you doing that I could be doing differently in my field that maybe could save me money here? I could do this. And so that's constantly in my head, and it's constantly being able to, how can I provide and provide and provide? And it takes a toll on your marriage, it takes a toll on your kids. And it's difficult to turn off, man. I tell this all the time on the show. I have a very difficult time turning off business. There'll be times 2 a.m. I'll wake up, think of something, text them, be like, dude, we got to do this, or boom, this is what I'm thinking of.
Right.
Yeah. You're not alone on anything that you say there.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of entrepreneurs feel that way.
You guys listening might think, oh, that's kind of fucked up or whatever, but like, it doesn't seem fucked up to me because I just want to win, and I can't stand losing. I'd rather win. I hate losing more than I love winning.
Yeah, that's an entrepreneurial way of thinking.
It is.
I mean, it's the winning and losing. I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but like, you're sitting at a stoplight and you're ready to go. I'm like, well, fuck, I got to beat this guy off the line. I'm dead serious. Like, it's like,
you take a look to your left.
Listen, my wife thinks I'm a nut because I'm like, dude, I plug in some address into my maps.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck it, I can beat that time.
Yeah. Oh, I had the same
use maps,
thought.
use Waze. What do you use, Waze or maps?
No, I use maps.
Yeah.
And if
Apple
they're like,
Maps, yeah.
dude, 646, I'm like, fuck it,
No,
643.
we're going down.
And if I'm honest to God, if I get to like 648,
Yeah.
I'm pissed.
Yeah, it's like
it might ruin
Well,
my
that's
night.
because the time is money, dude.
do you try to outsmart map sometime? Like, oh, want me to go that route? No, I'm going to take this route.
You can't now.
I'm insane, dude. I'm insane on that thing. In fact, sometimes the insanity, like, I got to keep inside, or else I'm like, man, people are going to think I'm really nuts.
Yeah.
Well, like,
I
here's
know.
an example. Like, Paul and I coach our daughter's soccer team. Like, I grew up in the fact that, like, okay, you just going to work and doing your job, there's no participation trophies. There's no like that. That's your fucking job, man. Like, I talk to my kids, like, not that like mature conversations, but I'm saying, hey, man, you did a good job, but we still lost. And why did we lose? It's because we didn't do A, B, C, and D. Mm-hmm. If you want to get better at playing soccer, we need to practice. You want to play on your iPad? Nope, not today. Let's go out and kick a soccer ball.
Get better at soccer, right? They're 4 years old. So just so to set the scene a little bit, they're 4 years old.
And so
these girls.
Here's the thing that like
what's that movie?
Kicking and screaming.
Yeah, they kicking and screaming.
Like my wife is like,
yeah, it didn't happen.
You are very good at like coaching and motivating our kids, and it's because that's what I do with my employees. Yeah. Like, you see you have a problem. Okay, good. We have a problem. How can we get better and fix the problem?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, for example, our daughters ride little scooters. My daughter was crying because his daughter, Sienna, was faster. Okay, Viv, calm down. You're fine. Why aren't we faster? Have you ever practiced? Okay, no. Okay, this is an opportunity now where we're going to practice your scooter skills. Like, very simple, basic stuff. But just like building creative thinking and problem solving in her head. And now she'll have a problem and she'll be like, I'll be like, wait, how did you do that? Oh, I did this, this, and this.
Right.
And critical thinking is a big miss in a lot of kids.
I try to instill that in my employees, and kind of going back to what you said, like, you're happy to see your employees leave. It is what it is. Employees leave. If I can help you get 5 to 10 years further ahead than somebody else, I did my job. And I've accepted that because I know you're not going to be with me forever. It's a temporary position, like a lot of the techs and stuff like that. And we don't have a very big turnover. But if I can help you, I always tell them when you come on, we teach this to our friends and family. That's how we see our patients, right, with a dichotomy. But this is a family setting. If you need something or I can help you get somewhere and I can make your life better or teach you something, like, I want to do it. I want to help you because I didn't get that help from the doc that I worked for. I was overworked, underpaid, and it is what it is. And I have been on that other side where, like, I'm not going to, if I'm asking you to clean the toilets, I'm cleaning the toilets. I've got no problem. That's when I said, like, when I'm in the game and I'm coaching these other people, dude, I'm here with you. Your fucking kid was up all night. Your 2-year-old was screaming. You got to get up at 5 to go to work. Bro, I'm here with you.
Yeah.
Like, I get it.
Yeah.
Like, and just like when you do that, when you bring yourself, especially a business owner, when you bring yourself down to that employee level and you build that camaraderie, that rapport, the respect level, they will go 10 times further than anything.
Once you're a leader and you forget, and a business owner, and you forget what it is on the day-to-day, on the line job, you're screwed. It's over. Like,
there's no connection with your people.
You got to keep that up.
You have to be inside, and you have to be in the mix all the time.
Yeah.
You got to have, I always say, you got to have the pulse of the clinic, the pulse of the business, man. Whether that's from the numbers, the AR, whatever it is, your employees, you got to check in. You have to check in, and you got to be on top of it, because some people and some employees, they might be scared to communicate.
Yeah. I'm going from here. I coach 8th grade basketball, girls, and it's the same thing. Like, you're looking at them, and you're trying to motivate them and all that stuff, and there's just different personalities out there. You know, I'm a big personality freak. Like, we do personality testing.
Energy.
Yeah, we do personality testing in our offices.
Okay.
Like, I want different personalities inside my office. I want to make sure that I have both D's and C's and and I's, because listen, man, I'm a D, I need somebody to hype the group up. It ain't going to be me, like,
you're good at hyping people up, though.
I might come in and create havoc, and stuff like that. So, I need those people around me. And that's about building good people. My dad taught me something really quickly. He's like, know what you know and know what you don't know. And what you don't know, bring really good people around that can do that, And I knew that. Like, I knew growing the business, I knew shit about finance. I didn't know about finance. I didn't know about cap structures or anything like that, dude. I was like, I need people around me that know this stuff. I'm a dentist. I can learn quickly on the job, but we got to figure this out. And I always felt like that's why I had a board of directors very early on, and why report to a board of directors now and other things, because part of a board is being able to see things that you can't see because you're down in the weeds, you're dealing with stuff all the time. And it should be a moment where somebody's telling you something that you don't want to hear, and those things are all part of leadership and growth.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, honest feedback in that sense. Yeah. I'm going to tell you something that I always tell my employees, and I hope you can use this with your team and your employees. Anytime we onboard a new team member and go through the process, we always do a team huddle, and I say, hey, guys, this is like a play, right? You're the main actor, you're the co-actor, you're this actor, you're this. Just like A personality, B, C, D, E. Everyone's got a little bit more lines, this and that. The one characteristic is, if your lines are on and Paolo's lines are on and your lines are on and my lines are on, the play's going to run smooth. Yeah. You can't be type A and she can't be type D. So be you. Yeah. Play your part. Yeah. Be your actor.
That's right.
This is a team. And if everyone's lines are right and we're bouncing and we're communicating off each other, it's a smooth play. But it's when one of the person tries to be different than themselves because of energy or because of this, it doesn't work. Yeah. So I've had a lot of success with that, just building, okay, this is a play, everyone's lines are correct, no matter what. If you forget a line, I'm going to pick it up, and then vice versa, or whatever it is. But I think it's key because the team stuff is huge, building culture, building brand, because that's why customers come back, is the brand, dude. And I want to kind of talk to you about, on the reverse side, about keeping it more personal versus corporate on the dental side, right? Because there's plenty of other massive corporations that, whether it is Align Dental or whatever, you see them all over the time. People don't want to go to that. They don't want that corporate. Even if you're owned by corporate, like, again, one of my tenants, he still maintains his brand. Yeah. And that's what patients want. They don't want to go to a corporate office where it's just blah. Like, I'm coming to you because I'm buying your experience. And that customer in one of your practices maybe not would go to another dental office. Yeah. And that's because customers are different. The consumer wants different things. And you're going to attract the consumer that wants your experience.
Yeah, when you constrict the interaction between yourself and the customer, like, so whoever's facing the customer, you constrict that interaction by having so many guidelines and corporate structure. It ruins the relationship.
Yeah, you become basic. Yeah, just
it's like
blah.
It's like Mrs. Jones is there, and she's like, "Oh crap, I forgot my purse." Right? You know Miss Jones, right? Corporate structure of
put in Mrs.
Jones. Listen, this is what you need to do. This is what we have to do. You got to pay this. You go out to like. As soon as you start to do that and you don't start to trust your customer,
they ain't coming back.
They ain't coming back.
No.
It's just it's not going to happen.
It's brand experience, and not just in our world, but in the business world.
It's not easy. It's not easy. Believe me, man. Like growing from 36 offices, 250, 600. It is not an easy process to keep control of.
How do you maintain that dichotomy? Because I feel like there might be people that might have a little bit more towards that corporate dichotomy, and then some that's too personal dichotomy.
So let me kind of, I'll give you kind of the journey real quick. So my brother, he's having a hard time in dentistry. My dad's the accountant. My dad goes, listen, man, why is your office doing better than your brother? Right? Honestly, this is a tough conversation to have in a family, And I said, I don't know, Dad. Mike's a great dentist. My brother, he's a freaking hoot, man. Like, when you walk into his practice, he's got a booming practice. When you walk into his practice, you're like, dude, I want to go to him. Right. He's just awesome. And great dentist, too. So I'm like, I have no idea, Dad. Go in there, didn't have systems, didn't have anything in place. I put some systems in place, helped him out. Boom, practice doubles like that. My brother's like, if you can do that at my practice, we should do this in other places. And that's really kind of how we started to move it. My dad at the time retired, so we jetted my dad out of retirement and said, Dad, we need somebody to
look at the numbers.
Books. We need somebody to run the books for us, right? Because that's not our forte.
Right.
And we just bought a practice here. And I screwed up because I was like, wait a second. This is where I didn't know anything about finance. Yeah. And this is where I kind of screwed up. My dad was very risk adverse, so I'd buy a practice and that thing had a cash flow until I can pay for the next practice. Instead of taking on some debt and knowing leverage and all that stuff, I didn't do that. I just, until this place can pay off the next one, I was good. And
there's nothing wrong with it. It's a slower process.
It's a slower process.
Right,
It's way slower. Now, in the end, when I did my deal in 2019, and we had the choice between PE and deal with and do a strategic partnership like we did, our multiples were a lot higher because we had very little debt. That was good.
Yeah.
Right? Like, oh, that's good. I don't know. We could have probably had 30 more practices and had more debt and stuff like that. And in the end, the money is probably the same. And when you're selling, it's probably the same. But that's a decision that you have to make, of how you want to do that. We didn't. Would I have done it a little bit different? No doubt. If I knew what I know now, I would do. I would have held a little bit more debt and stuff like that. In saying that, so we move into that, and when you're 36 practices, we bought well over 50 and combined a lot of practices.
Okay.
When you have 36 locations, you're able to keep your arms around it. Okay, so we go ahead, we join, we grow this thing, we're moving it, we're moving EBITDA and stuff like that. We're working. Now COVID hits, and you're like, well, shit, man, I'm glad we were part of a group at that time.
And less debt.
And then coming out of COVID, one of my board members at DecisionOne, so the major company Smile Brands, and then us, DecisionOne, joined Smile Brands. We did a strategic partnership because we wanted our support services. You start growing and you get these support services. The more you grow the outside network, the more your support services has to grow.
Sure.
And there's different levels of growth. Like at 5 offices, you don't need that much.
Right.
10 offices, all of a sudden you need some. 15 offices, now you're like, oh man, I was making more money at 10 offices than I was 15 offices. Why?
That's
because
the
I was a
breaking point.
support.
Yeah.
Then I was making more money at between 15 and 20 than it's just levels, right? And we had to make a big decision when we got to 27 offices of, do you want to sink another $3 million into corporate infrastructure to get us to 50, 70? We decided to do a strategic partnership instead of a traditional PE run.
Okay.
That was the story, man. That was kind of how it was. So we joined Smile Brands, and I had a board at DecisionOne. Smile Brands has a board. I'm running DecisionOne. 2020 hits. Boom. Coming out of 2020, there's a group of around 260 offices called Midwest that the founder was on my board. So they're like, listen, it's up for sale. You guys should take it over, AJ. And then that's how I started running 250 in 7 states and my office. Just by that sheer luck, right? So we grew we go from 36, I'm running 36 offices to running 260 like that, right? And then just started growing in the company, and I mean, those worlds it's a crazy world, right? So to get back to your question,
dollars and cents, yeah.
So to get back to your question of corporate, and there's a time when you just can't control it. You could put the processes in place, you put the systems in place, you got to put your culture down pat, but there is a time when you have to come to grips that you can't control it. That you're going to have at 100 offices, let's just say, you're going to have 15 shitheads. You're just going to. And you're going to have probably 20 that are doing things that you don't want them to do. But then you're going to have a group that are doing it really well, right? And that's just you just gotta come to grips with that and find out who those people are and try to change them. Yeah. But once you change those, then one of the good ones is going to turn to shit. It just happens. It's just the way it is. At scale, that's what happens. Yeah.
Because it's such a personable business. That's why.
It's hard. Yeah. It's so hard.
Because you can't keep that customer, that custom vibe feel versus a corporate vibe feel without having that happen. It's now, if he was just everyone does the same thing, wears the same clothes, and we say the same thing, no one wants it to come. They want to come for the experience. That's why it's so hard, because it's difficult to keep people on a dichotomy, a patient dichotomy. There's like on my hand, there's probably 5 people that have my personal cell phone as far as patients. Other than that, you ain't gonna
got to keep that separation between
and it's tough
and doctor,
because
sure.
sometimes it bleeds over, and then and then it gets now this person is having a relationship with a staff member. It's like it's so difficult, man.
Just at 36 locations, you're talking about 400 people working for you, right? There is no way you're going to hire 400 of the best people. It's just not happening.
Right.
No.
So you're going to have people in there that are just not going to do the right thing for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And I'm a believer that anybody that comes and works in our group, anybody, they did not wake up in the morning and today is the day that I screw this place up.
Right.
It didn't happen.
Right.
They come in, they got problems at home, they got problems in relationships, they got problems with kids, and man, they have a bad freaking day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the reality is you can't control that.
Right.
Right? Like we
again, they're worker bees.
I'll tell you a crazy story.
Sure.
So great dentist that we had. All right. I had a fire because he walked by a dental hygienist who snapped at him.
Okay.
She was having a bad day. Okay. And she was on a seat, like her, rolling seat, but she had like a donut on there because a donut, for cushion.
Yes.
I'm not kidding you when I say this. I don't know what happened to this guy. Like she snapped at him and he snapped. And he goes, if that thing vibrated, you'd be a lot happier. So that's like a morning, man. You wake up in the morning.
That's the problem you get.
You make up in the morning and you're like, today's going to be a good day. And that doc woke up that day and he's like, today's going to be a good day. I've been working here for many years.
Right.
It's the same day. It's going to be a good day. And it was a real bad day.
Yeah.
Shit
because
happens.
I liked him. I knew his family. Right? The people in the office were like, please don't fire him. Yeah. And I'm like,
you gotta have a standard.
I have to.
Yeah, there's if you let
can't
that
let that go.
No, you can't.
Like, and it's a different world,
If you let that go, it becomes a cancer, and then you're gonna be compared. Well, this guy did this. Why didn't you fire him?
It was terrible.
Yeah.
It was
Can't
terrible.
imagine how the hygienist felt.
Dude, I felt terrible.
Yeah.
Like it was one of those. It's easier if somebody's stealing from you or something like that. This guy never had said something bad to anybody. One day, one bad, he snapped.
Timing was right in that moment.
And it was just a bad situation, you know? And you think about that and you just go, you just can't control everybody. It's just going to happen.
Very
right?
true.
Now, all of a sudden, I don't have a dentist in that office. Zero. All these patients, everybody, like now we got to find a dentist and all this stuff. It's not easy.
So how did you pivot that? Like, what did you do? Did you have to shift the dentist around?
You got to shift the dentist to come in there, help out.
Yeah.
I helped out in there.
The hygienists are huge, though, to pause, to cool off the load because they're the ones, interacting a lot.
Yeah.
So
it's tough. Not easy.
Yeah.
That's a crazy story.
So that's it. So it's those things that happen, that every day, like those things. But I mean, listen, man, this is not. We go and do a deal. Give you another story. So we're doing this.
I love your stories, by the way. They're all.
We're doing this deal. Me and my M&A guy. Okay, it's around Christmas time. A couple of weeks before Christmas, we're doing this deal, and we find out we can't do the deal. This guy ends up. He was abusing narcotics, lost his license, didn't tell us, all this stuff comes out. And we're like, listen, we can't do the deal. So he's like, well, at least come to my office and let's talk about this. All right, so we go to his office, right? And so he's sitting behind a desk like this. And he's like, here's the deal. When somebody is just downtrodden and my daughter, she wants to go to medical school. Now, this is a true story. Mm-hmm. She's like, now she's got to work at a strip club because I can't pay for medical education, and this and that. We're just sitting there like, where is this going?
Yeah.
And he's like, sometimes you just push a person just too far. And I thought this deal was going through and it was going to help me. And now I'm at my end. And just sometimes just bad things are going to happen. Takes the piece of paper and flicks a bullet and kind of rolls
Oh,
over,
this
right?
fucking guy.
And looks at us and he's like, I know exactly where you live and I know where you live, to my M&A guy. And he's like, you guys are going to have a real nice Christmas. Or maybe not if I come by. He says that.
Wow.
So we got to get private security for him, for me, right? Man, it's like this is what happens in business when you're at scale and dealing with people. We had to fire a hygienist one time, and the guy says, listen, man, I'm going to come down there and I'm going to kill you. And I know Pasta's at the front desk, and if she's collateral damage, she's going to be collateral damage.
Oh, my God.
So this guy, so we got to hire security. This dude comes
up with the dental field, dude. Fucking psychos, man.
This is actually kind of a funny story.
What are you guys doing over there?
I got this lab guy. He's great.
Yeah.
He's hilarious. Name's Todd. Todd is, I don't know, 6 feet tall, big guy, right?
Yeah.
Like, but he's like a teddy bear. He's hilarious, okay? I love the guy. So I said, Todd, you're a big dude. This guy's coming into the practice, wants to kill me, okay? We're going to meet him in my conference room. Don't say anything. I just want you to be there in case this guy jumps up. I said, and my buddy who's a sheriff, he's going to be right outside the door.
Okay.
So it's no big deal. Just don't say anything, right? Let's let this guy blow his top, go crazy, and then he'll walk out, okay? Comes in, I can't believe you fired my wife, like starts screaming, okay? Going crazy on me, telling me everything that every name in the book, whatever.
Sure.
Okay. We're not 30 seconds into this guy screaming at me. All of a sudden, Todd comes out of nowhere. Let me tell you what I think, And I'm like,
dude, I told you.
I told you not to say nothing, right?
Right.
I see out in the window of like our conference room, the sheriff is like trying to figure out, like, do I got to come in? What's going on?
Yeah.
But it's like, that's crazy stuff, man. That happens in business, like. It is a wild world out there, man. Like you're doing M&A deals. It's a lot of money. People are counting on that money. Wait, deals fall through, people don't read their contracts. And then all of a sudden they're, out of their contract. They're like, hey, listen, I'm leaving 2 years early. And by the way, can I have all my money? No, there's a contract.
Right.
Well, I don't want to abide by the contract. Well, I don't know what to tell you, And then you look like this corporate jerk, but you have to set some guidelines or else the place runs like, but too many guidelines, then all of a sudden you are a corporate asshole,
Right. Right.
And sometimes when people say like, well, these big corporations, and I kind of feel for them a little bit because they have so many scars.
Yeah.
From like, I have a lot of scars from the interactions. And that's bad. Like one bad person shouldn't dictate how you set process for now on. But it does give you like this feeling like, hey man, there's this guy that wants to meet at your office, at 7:00 at night. And you're like, yeah, no big deal. It's a colleague of mine, man. Yeah, we're not doing the deal, but he's cool. And then flicks a bullet at me.
Right.
Now you're like, hey man, can I come see you? I want to see you at 7:00 at night. No, probably not. Can you do it tomorrow? No, I see patients. Well, listen, man, I can't do it at night because I don't want to be there. And all of a sudden, this guy pulls a freaking gun on my head. Like I don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
And a lot of people don't think that way until it happens.
Yeah.
I never thought I was going to be in the dental industry with private security at my house on Christmas.
Yeah.
Nor did my wife. Like that's not it's a weird world.
Yeah.
But it happened.
I can't imagine.
So now you got to worry about that. So, yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. So it's just,
I got
it's
like the
crazy
chills
stories.
thinking that, bro.
So did I. I'm like, what would I do in that situation? I have no idea. I mean, higher security, that's definitely a step in the right direction. I want to talk a little bit about.
Yeah, let's roll.
I want to talk a little bit about how you give back to the community because you do quite a bit.
I was blessed, in my life, just on a lot of things, I mean, whatever. It's not just about money. It's just about good family, good friends, and everything around. My parents did a lot for us. I mean, paid for our education, made sure we went to private school, made sure we got good education. My mom was a teacher. And that means a lot to me, everywhere, every schooling that I did, I met people that changed the direction of my life. just happened. Like, and if I wasn't in school, it probably would have been somewhere else. Like on the athletic field, like there's a coach that I had in high school. I graduated high school. I'm not kidding. 127 pounds, soaking wet. Okay. I played football. I stood on the sideline.
Right.
I didn't play football,
Yeah,
right? Like I
right.
stood on the sideline. And the head coach of our football team, Mike Hennessy, just retired actually at Notre Dame High School, taught me a ton about what it meant to just push yourself to a limit and hard work. That I still remember. There's probably not a week goes by in my life that I don't think of a moment of being on that field ready to just puke my lungs out. And he's like, we're going one more.
Mm-hmm.
Just taught me just that much. And I didn't play, right? And so when I think back of Father Shaughnessy, like literally getting in days were different then, right? Like you'd be in school, okay, Catholic school, and all of a sudden the pastor comes by and says, you 4 boys, get out. We're going downtown and we're delivering food to like St. Paul, one of the shelters.
Sure.
And we were like, okay. Mom and dad would be like, hey, my mom was into school teaching. Sure. She didn't even know. She'd be like, oh, how was your day at school today? I don't know. I was downtown with Father Shaughnessy delivering food. My parents would be like, what the hell? So today, like, you can't do that,
no,
right?
Definitely not.
But we would do that. Like he would bring there, who's kind of funny, okay? So we're driving this bus full of food into this alley. And it's my buddies. Like my buddies that are friends today are in this bus.
That's amazing.
Okay?
Yeah.
And he had this like, that voice that and he's like, boys, we're going to be pulling into this alley and I want you to roll down the window. And when I tell you to go, just start chucking food out the window or else I'll attack the bus. I'm not kidding you. Like we're just throwing food out the window on there. I learned more about that and the feeling of getting off that bus and seeing people want the food. Seeing my teachers and my mom make nothing working at that school to educate kids, right? And so I always had a passion of like giving back. I mean, our school was going to close,
right.
And we led an effort to save the school, and I mean, at the time we were at 130 kids in the school. Probably should have closed. Business wise, I don't blame them. They were trying to close it, right?
Right.
And now they're almost 400 kids.
Wow, that's awesome,
so
man.
I mean, it's so I always wanted to continue to give back to people that gave to me because I would not be here. There's too many variables in a kid's life that can screw you up. Mm-hmm. And there's people every which way, that helped me out. Like when I was in college, you know how many times I was sitting there? My dad would always have this saying, right? Like, love my dad. My mom and dad, big influences in my life. My dad there was one influence I wanted to just throw the phone at my dad. We would call my dad from college and my dad would be like, how's it going? I'd be like, terrible. Like I'm studying all the time, Dad. My grades are shit. I don't know what to do, And he, well, if it was easy, everybody would do it. I'm like, I think I'm gonna choke him like through the phone. Like I can't believe he just said this to me. You know what I'm saying right now?
The balls. So what the fuck?
Yeah. So my dad would always say that, right? So, but there were people that helped me through that. There, just a random freaking professor that would just go, listen, man, let's sit down and let's talk. You don't even know me,
right.
I went to a Jesuit university, and the Jesuit would just say, hey, listen, man, let's talk about stuff and let's see what's going on, know nothing. There was a guy, he passed away, a dental school professor of mine, Dr. Norton. He was just amazing dude, big influence in my life. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know if I'd get through dental school without the guy, like, to be honest with you. And so when people say, like, I have a friend, okay? He's a character. Italian guy. Okay, police officer.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Bertoli.
No.
Shout out to Carlo
If it was
Bertoli.
Carlo Bertoli,
I have a friend.
man. This guy would. So he gets in my car,
Yeah.
right? And he's like, I got to ask you something. Why do you drive a Ford? You know? And I said, and he goes, and I know the charity work that you do. Why wouldn't you just buy a nicer car? And I go, because it means more to me to give and see other people happier than me getting into a nice car. It's not my, it's nothing against nice cars.
Right.
Right? Like, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what fuck you money is. Right? But I know what I want to leave my kids, and I know what I want to do, and I know what I like. It's just money's money. Some people would be like, I'm rich. I don't know what the fuck rich is, because 2 guys on my board are billionaires. Billion. I don't know what rich is. Right? Like, rich to me is whatever you think is rich.
Right.
Don't tell me a number, you know? Because once you get to that number,
You want to go to the next number.
dude,
I know. I get that.
somebody gets to 80 million net worth.
It's easier now to go even further.
Do you?
Yeah.
80 million net worth is like, do you know how many things you can buy and need more money? Like, I'm just telling you, like,
The interest
it's like,
alone,
it's just,
dude. Yeah, the interest alone.
It's
Yeah.
just like, it's just, I don't care what people think rich is.
Right.
I can care less. And I don't care about like dollars and stuff like that. People ask me, what do I sell the company for and this and that? I said, who cares? I don't know. Like, who cares? But ask me that. And I enjoy seeing what's going on. So Creighton University, my wife and I are building helping build a academic center in the Dominican Republic, because nurses, doctors, business people, other dental students, everybody goes down there and they work on Dominican Republic.
Right.
And Creighton's a big healthcare school, right? PT, OT, everything.
Yeah.
So they all get to go down there, you know, and it is an amazing experience. It's a amazing spiritual experience. It's an amazing experience for your skills. It's just an amazing experience. Something that I wanted to do, you know. Somebody would say, well, wait a second, AJ, like, you could do more money. You could do more things with that money. I guess I could. I don't know. Like, it's about giving back.
Right.
I just, and it's not that I am some like great person. I'm as flawed as anybody else. Believe me. Ask my wife. She comes here on the podcast, dude. She'll spend 3 hours telling you about how I'm flawed. Okay?
I don't believe it.
So I'm flawed, no doubt. But it is something that I think everybody should do, you know, because you cannot forget where you came from.
Right.
You just can't. You forget where you came from, man. You got problems, you know. Like, and I don't forget where I came from. I don't forget that there are teachers that took lesser salary to make sure I was educated because I went to school there. There were teachers that took time out of their day that they didn't have to help me when I was struggling. There was a coaches that helped me learn something that I would have never learned about myself inside, you know? And for that, I do need to give back, because there's some other kid right now today that somebody else is doing that for. And if it's not for people giving back to the school, it's not going to happen. Just not going to happen,
Right.
you know? So I do. I have a passion for academics and academia because it influences the next generation of people. And I see some of these schooling and some things that are going on, and man, it really tears me apart of what's happening, you know, in our school life and what kids are going through in school, you know, and just teachers in general, you know. It's a tough job. This is tough all the way around, you know.
Making money feels great, right? It's exciting, it's validating, it's proof that your hard work is paying off, right? But giving money, right, that's a little bit different. It's the kind of feeling that settles in your chest a little bit, and because making money improves your life, giving money improves someone else's life. And I think what you're saying is there's no more fulfilling feeling knowing that you help somebody else that maybe can't repay you or, is in a spot. And knowing that later on down the line, that will, happen to someone else and the chain will keep going.
You're a good deed.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's giving money, right, is needed.
Right.
Like it's good. Like things that you've done are good. I'll tell you, probably that's more than just the dollars, is the relationship and the things that Drew does, right? Whether it was for you, Paulo, or whoever, like that the relationship matters. My time that I give back to my university and my school is not because I just like, oh man, I got all the time in the world. Like when I tell my wife, hey, by the way, I joined this new board, or I'm going to do this now for the school, or I'm going to do that. My wife's like, when? My view is that's as much as any dollar, like whatever I can do. So anybody can give. Anybody.
Yeah.
Like everybody's like, oh, the rich people or this and that. Like everybody can give,
right.
And honestly, it means more when you don't have it. Like I feel bad, like I didn't give back or do things when I didn't have money. I should have done it then, and anybody can give back to people, and that's, I think that's what's the core of community, and the core of anything. Like there's any team member, like you can't, it's really hard because when we were small, we would put funds together on people that were having a hard time and this and that, and then you get bigger and you get burnt. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, wait a second. We just raised money for somebody that wasn't really sick. And, it's like the bigger you get, again, like you start to get scarred, and that's tough. That's probably the toughest thing I've ever dealt with in business as we moved on. I wish there's anything that I wish wasn't there. I wish that wasn't there,
Yeah.
I love the times when I was just so freaking naive, and when you're naive, you're able to be so nimble. You do things that are more meaningful sometimes. And when you're scarred, you're kind of like, I don't think I can do that because I remember getting burnt, 2 years ago, or I remember this. And you miss out on some opportunities to really, really take care of people,
Right.
Like, for example, I don't know, like we're driving somewhere, like if I drive somewhere and I, back in the day, like I'd just be like, hey, get in the car. Like, and we're driving and we're talking and I'm learning something about somebody because,
Right.
you're traveling from office to office
Sure.
and this and that. And then you get to a point and you're like, okay, AJ, you cannot drive with a woman in your car by yourself.
Yeah.
You just can't do that. Like, I mean, I wasn't accused or anything, but I don't want, like, you don't want to move into any of those type of situations where you're going to put yourself in a bad society.
Yeah.
And you're like, damn, a lot of times, like, great conversations occur in there, and your team members then start to see a different side of you, and I see a different side of them, and stuff like that. I tell any dentist that comes in, works for us, and any dental student or any business person that is going to own something, and even if they don't own it, in dentists, it's true. If you're just an associate, not just associates, not just, but you're an associate. As soon as you graduate school, you have a burden on your back the rest of your life. And that burden is somebody's going to wake up and rely on you for their paycheck. Because a dentist produces 80% of the revenue in an office and a hygienist produces 20%. Without a dentist, there is no money. So every day, when you wake up and you go, man, I just don't feel good today, I'm not going in, somebody is not getting their paycheck.
Yeah, it's not an option.
Yeah, they got to pay their rent. They got to pay their groceries.
And that's a responsibility that we, as any owner or anybody that produces the major revenue of any type of business, that's a responsibility you should take to heart. Like, because there are people, like, so when we're saying giving back, Like, that's giving back, is getting up in the morning when you didn't want to get up in the morning, but you know that shit, man, somebody relies on me for making sure that their kids' education's paid for, their food's on the table. That's giving back. That's like get up and go, you know? And so, again, giving back doesn't have to be just, hey, I'm going to write a check. In fact, that's kind of bullshit.
Sure.
You know, like you just write a check and you go, listen, man, I gave back today. I don't know. Did you? You wrote a check.
No.
Like you had the money anyways.
Right.
It's not
Like,
thoughtful.
Did you spend the time? Did you do something? You know, like what did you do? And I think time is money, and you spending your time and you giving back and doing something physically means a lot more, you know, on those circumstances. So that's my thing.
No, I agree.
I think it's like too, like I almost goes down like my conscience too. Like if I see somebody struggling and like I can help them, like, and I'm not going to kill myself or whatever, like whether it's time or money, like, dude, why not, dude? Because I hope to God, if I was in that situation, somebody would do it for me.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, truly, like you put out the good karma.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be money. It could be time. Like you just give back in the sense of just showing effort, man. Whether it's with your employees or whether it's people on the streets. Like, I tell my patient or my employees this all the time. Like, if you're at the grocery store and you see somebody struggling, like, wouldn't you feel like you want to help them? In our office, you see an older person walking, dude, open the door.
Help 'em.
Just be genuine. Be a nice person, dude. Like, that's giving back. You know how much that elderly person's like, dude, that was so nice. You know,
Makes
like
their day.
it makes their day, dude.
Right.
Like the guy at Starbucks, hey, have a good day, or what? You know, like, dude, like that positivity.
It's not a huge effort.
Yeah.
It's very small.
If you can't give financially, and it's just, but you also incentivize other people too, because they're like, they see you giving back, and you're like, you know what, man, like if he can give back, I can give back. They self-reflect, and it's a domino effect. And you just bring so much good to that stuff.
Question for you: how do you want to be remembered? 20, 30 years down the road?
Man, that's a question I don't get often. I want to be remembered as somebody that helped others, whatever it is. Whether it was I was able to give them a job, whether it was I gave them some bit of knowledge to make them super successful, whether it was, hey, he treated me well, those type of things.
Yeah.
I think your legacy means more than anything. Like man, somebody just sent me something that said, like, on average at a funeral, only 10 people cry at your funeral, and on average that half the people will not go to the burial site if it rains, so when it's all said and done, there's really only a core group. The more successful you get in business, the tighter that circle gets. And I never understood that. There was a very successful person once on my board said that, because I was struggling with, like, man, it just feels like people don't understand me. And I felt like I was ostracized, and I was like in this world, and I was like, AJ, who the hell do you think you are? That you think, who do you think you are, that you're ostracized or this and that? But I really did feel that way. I felt like, oh man, you get to a point where, like, you take a phone call and everybody wants something. And that's a really, like, it's tough, man. It's tough when you just wait for that phone call and you go, oh man, it's my buddy. You're not going to want anything. Just wants to talk. And those are very few. So your circle becomes really tight, I say that because you want to be remembered for doing all these things, but as a people pleaser, you try to be great to everybody.
Sure.
When it's all said and done, like, your core group is there that's going to be carrying your casket and crying at your funeral and be sad that you left. And the question is, what can you do with that group? And how do you influence that group? And that's your kids, and that's your, your significant other and others around you, like your core group of friends that are going to be there. And And it's sad, you know, it really is, because it's a lonely place as you move up the rung in corporate world or wherever you're at. You could just be in your one dental practice and you're the owner. It's a lonely freaking world, man.
You're on an island. I tell them this all the time.
Lonely freaking world, you know? And that lonely world can play massive tricks on your head.
Sure.
And so people don't really get that, you know, like that's where you see like a lot of leaders with drug abuse and mental health issues and other things, because dude, being in a lonely world up there, man, and people would be like, I don't even understand that guy. That guy has all the money in the world. I mean, he drives a Ferrari. Like, how the hell does that guy have any problems? Dude, you don't know how bad it is up there sometimes, you know, when all of a sudden you don't care about a Ferrari. All you care about is like some type of human interaction.
Yeah, connection,
you know?
something.
And what happens is that, and this might, just as a side note, what happens is I see a lot of leaders do this. Like, they work their ass off. They're disconnected. They're driving. They're doing all this stuff. Right? Okay? And then all you want is to grasp some human interaction that cares just about you. And you move to your spouse or your kids, and you're waiting for them to respond back to you, but you've been distant for the last year, 2 years, 10 years. And when you're like, hey, I need you, they're like, who the hell are you?
Yeah.
Like, you come into the house, you're on the phone, we don't have family dinners, we don't have this.
Right.
Like, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, you're right.
Yeah.
I didn't do that.
Right.
You know, and that's tough. It's really not that's a tough place, you know? And so when you think about leaders and you have like, you know, you think about mental health issues and stuff, excuse me, those things really matter.
Yeah. Yeah, that's beautiful.
I'm in that spot right now.
I agree with you. Yeah,
That's
is.
my spot.
There's a lot of people.
Yeah, he is.
You're not alone. Listen, man,
It's weird that you say that.
Again,
because,
if
like,
my wife came in here, she might say we're in that spot. Okay. My kids were in here. They might say we're in that spot. Like, my kids are funny. They're like, yeah, Dad works all the time. You know, like there's just
How many kids do you have?
No, 3.
3.
Son, daughter. Best way I can explain it. My son is like opposite of me. Super like chill. Like, just opposite of me.
Sure.
You know, if I can tell my kids, my son, he wasn't, but he could have been bullied in school.
Sure.
Because he's just like super passive.
Right,
You know,
right,
like
right.
sees a fight, he's like off to the other side. You know,
Yeah.
Middle one's friends with everybody. Okay,
Yeah.
like no way she's a bully because or could be bullied because he's friends with everybody.
Sure. Yeah.
The youngest one could be the bully. You know, like she's an animal, man. She
Just
is,
like you, dude.
she is wild.
That's
Like
exactly my 3.
She
To
is
the
like,
T.
hey, Lex, let's talk about your project, right? I think you should change these 2 things. Let me tell you why I shouldn't change those 2 things, Dad. What the hell? You know, like honestly, my wife and her, like, I'm like, oh my God, this is like.
Geez.
But no, in saying that, you know, it's the kids have a different mindset, you know, and when you're trying to teach your kids and you're trying to do, they're just like, Dad works all the time, you know, and it's tough. Like, as I said, one of the things that I screwed up, man, I did not do this well, right? I did not do the drive hard, work hard, build a company, and know your family.
Yeah.
I screwed that up. I did.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing you could do is just try to change it moving forward. It's
Sure.
not like I coached my kids. I did all that stuff.
Yeah.
But it was like a business interaction.
Yeah. Right.
Business relationship.
If you could do it again, would you do something different?
I don't know. I don't know. If I'm going to succeed at something, I got to be fully in it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta be in it.
Sure.
And I got to put all effort to it. So I don't know. I I don't know. And then I don't know if my kids would have saw something different.
Sure.
You know, I would have sure made different decisions. Believe me. You know, like you always think it's kind of like studying at school. I'd put like 15 hours in because I'm like, I got to study because I wasn't really that smart. You know, I had to put work in. And then you take the test and you're like, well, I could have done that in about 8 hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I worked till 11 o'clock at night. Could I have stopped for an hour, had dinner with my family and stuff? Yes. I probably would have thought that. But that's hindsight, man.
Sure.
Whenever you've succeeded, you could go back and go, I wish I would have done this different. Well,
knowing that
you don't know though.
Knowing that you won, like you don't know that.
Great point.
Right?
Yeah,
like I had no idea.
I would rather over prepare than prepare to fail. You know, like I would rather over prepare and be like, okay, now I know I can do this less. Right. You know, I think the fear for me is the fear of failure because I don't have an option. I don't have a backup plan. I don't have somebody to like catch me. So that's always been mine. Where like I'm just gonna outwork it until I figure it out and do it.
Mm-hmm. And now I'll tell you, Drew, this. Okay, how old are you?
33.
All right, so I'm gonna give you like the old man like thing.
Call this the pro tip.
I'm a people pleaser. I have a fear of failure. Okay. If I had to work on something better, I would have tried to work on that. Right? Because it's the gas in your engine, but you know what happens when you light a match to gas, right? Like, and it could be volatile at times, you know, like being this like, I gotta win, I gotta please people, I can't lose, fear of failure, you know, like it's that world is great for entrepreneurs. Mm-hmm. Awesome. I don't want to not have it.
Right.
But man, I wish I could have controlled it a little bit better. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
Like, and I didn't. Mm-hmm. I did not control it, but still not controlling it better. You know, I mean, you know, like I just brought up to my wife the other day, I'm like, listen, I'm thinking I'm going to look at starting a new business or, you know, this and that, something on the side, you know, like, she's like, are you freaking out of your mind? You know, like, what the hell are you doing?
That's how our wife felt about this podcast.
Yeah, she's like, what's going on here?
So with my wife, she sounds like she's a saint, your wife. Yeah, put up with that.
So yeah. And one of the things, I had a professor one time say this all the time. This is a good one, Joe, if you want to get this, right? Like, it used to bother the hell out of me because he used to say this word lollygag all the time, right?
Yeah.
Like, I was like,
you don't hear that very often anymore.
Dude, this is like a 90-year-old guy, lollygag. Okay, talk about influencing, like people that influence you. I can't stop thinking about this guy that says that word all the time. Yeah, you know, like and it honestly, it's like, are you lollygagging? Like, am I doing that? Am I taking today off? Did I go 50%?
Right,
and it gets to be a little bit of a sickness, you know, because my wife says when I go to sleep, I'm out. Like if I put my head down, I'm out.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm at 100 miles an hour. Okay. And no doubt, I had an attention deficit disorder at a young age. Mm-hmm. No doubt. Couldn't, you know, I still today, I have to shake my leg like to go to sleep and like all that stuff. Like it's how you're bred, you know, it's like how you do it. And my dad was very like, we want, like, you have to do this, you know, like whatever it is, whatever it was. And that's where you kind of get this fear of failure because you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to disappoint my parents. I don't want to disappoint anybody. Like these people.
We call it the immigrant mentality.
Yeah.
You know?
And you just can't do that. And okay, but now I'm like, you know, my parents would be like, AJ, slow down. Like Sunday dinner. Yeah. Like, we have Sunday dinners.
Got it.
Ma cooks still, right? Like, you know, I'm the first one up and usually cleaning the plates and stuff like that. My mom's like, what the frick? Are you nut? Like, she's ready to put a knife in me, you know? Like,
sit down.
And I'm like, I got it. It's just like, and I'll end with this. I have a disease, okay? If I do this disease, and it's a bad disease to have, it's like, if I can only do this, I'll be okay. Right?
Okay.
Like, if I only can get to 40 offices, I'll be okay. Then everything will be cool, man.
Yeah.
Everything in life will be grand.
Okay.
If I only can get to blank, everything, right?
Yeah.
If I can only get through this night and do this, and you don't enjoy the moment and you don't enjoy the journey.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what I'll kind of end it with. I never enjoyed the journey. I didn't enjoy the journey of my kids' life. I didn't enjoy the journey of my professional life. Like, because I was always going, if I can just get to this, you know, and I wish I didn't. Like dental school, I was just like, I wish I can get through. I just got to get through this. I just got to get through this. I just got to get through this. And I look back and go, man, I went to school with some really good people and all that stuff, and I just missed out on a lot of cool shit.
Yeah.
But I was just driving to the next thing, and you miss that journey, you know? Now, the next question you should ask is, well, teach me, man, how to do that. I don't know. Somebody teach me how to do it. I really don't. I don't know the answer to that. I don't know, because I'm thinking far ahead. It's not about what's happening today. If I'm doing something today, I'm building something, I'm buying a practice today. I was buying the practice 4 months ago.
Yeah, it was already.
Now I'm trying to figure out how to make this practice double the size today. I might be signing the papers for this practice, but I'm already there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if I could just get here. People are like, oh, congratulations, you got another practice. I'm like, fuck it. I don't know if that really matters
Yeah.
until I can get to here. And you're always down the journey, you know? And I just wish I enjoyed it a little bit more, but I don't have the answer. So I'm still not enjoying it, right? Like I'm rolling through, you know, like in that. And that's just life, man. That's business. I don't have the answer. Somebody's probably listening and being like, dude, he's an idiot. I know the answer to this.
Leave it in the comments.
Give me a call. Get on the comments, man. I'm happy to help. Like any type of help somebody can give me. Like I'm cool with it. But that's a flaw. Like I'm not saying it's right or wrong or
I got that flaw
It is
too.
what it is, man.
It gives you the drive. It makes you want to get to that next level.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So
It's like an achievement under your belt.
yeah.
You know?
This was awesome. Are you kidding me? So many great lessons. Our viewers, listeners get a lot out of this too. Listen, I really appreciate you coming on the show.
Yeah.
I'm so pumped that we were able to reconnect as well.
My mom's gonna die, man.
That start.
My parents are gonna fucking flip when they find this out.
Yeah,
man.
that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
No, but anyways, guys, thanks for watching the show. If you watch all the way through, we'll leave Dr. AJ's all of his contact information. If you guys are a dentist or in dentist school, you guys need help, definitely reach out. But again, thanks for watching the show. We're live at 12 every Friday, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, everyone.